Tonight might take the last minute. Be prepared for the hardest game of the year. Right.
Fellas, typical reserves, alright, typical South Gambier spirit out there. Okay, the reserves, they're fighting right out to the end. Okay, that's what we expect from the senior players. Alright, it's a must that we're bloody at it all day, every minute of the game. Contest by contest, minute by minute, quarter by quarter.
Well, let's concentrate in the first quarter.
Like Fishy said, that first 10 or 15 minutes of first quarter.
Well, it's all important. It sets the scene for the whole day.
On that sets the scene, you've seen the way that Mickey Mullen crashed through last year in the first minute of play against North Gambier. How another 6 or 7 South players in the first 5 minutes last year really wanted the ball. They were ferocious at the ball. Okay, it's important. We've got everybody hard at it. Everybody.
Can't afford to have any weak links today. No one's going to be a weak link.
I'm going to lift a little bit more today.
On all those hard things, we talk about them, we've got to apply them. Hold up.
First report out, fellas.
I'm on a jump for you, fellas.
I'm really focused on winning that first contest. Right. We're coming back to the first one. We're going to forward and give them a break in that first quarter. Not like the second set we gave that break. Got to hit the ground running. First quarter lump. Don't wait for somebody else to do it for you. Take the responsibility yourself.
Where have you bruises? Let's get over it. A little bit of hurt today, fellas. A little bit of hurt.
Well, we've got plenty of parties last game. I've already said if we need to that. Tackling's going to be important. Still all the little things. We need to improve on our shepherds. Got to help our teammates out. Double kick. Do all the desperate things. Don't wait for someone else to do it. You be the one doing it all day.
Go up. When we get possession of the ball, be an attacking player. Okay? So when they get possession of the ball, get back quickly, help out when you then cross. Done well last week, don't really.
Thing to do it.
Football we win. That's the idea.
We know they're going to be hard at it. Remember 2 weeks ago, they wanted to do more than us. It's all about attitude, boys. Turn around today. Get there with the right attitude, make it our game. It's first to the ball, that's the biggest thing today.
20 litres out there.
First to the ball, numbers to it. Ball went to the game, not the fight. That's right.
Well, let's just hold the balls for a sec. Umpires today, Kevin Farley and Robbie Logan. Congratulations to Kevin and Robbie getting the green flag. Okay, 2 best umpires in the league. Just with Robbie, a special, congratulations to him. This is his first grand final. Now we've got Timmy Stringer and 4 or 5 other blokes that play in their first grand final. Have a thought for Robbie as well. He'll be edgy, you'll be edgy. Make sure, first to the ball, play in front, and these guys will let us play footy, okay? So you've got confidence in these 2 umpires. Make sure we don't bloody make it any harder than the job that they're going to have, okay? So all the best to those guys. They're just going to check boots and that, and Mick Ryan, footy.
Cool. Right. None of this waiting 10 minutes and then playing.
So wait for somebody else to do it, boys.
Intensity right to work hard.
3 goals
There,
down.
win that first contest.
Try, first shepherd, first tackle, first cover. Standard for the day.
John. First quarter. That's what's going to set the whole scene for the day. Do your groins.
Let's take advantage of our height out there, fellas, today. It is an advantage in that area is the height. So don't be afraid to kick to a one-on-one in the air. Right? Put confidence in each other, okay?
Well, the last 2 or 3 years have been switched on in the first quarter and we've played well. We've won the game every time. Let's make sure we're ready to go right from the start.
Go all out those first 10 to 15 minutes.
Right, well, we know it's going to be hard. They're going to be hard out of the first 10 or 15. We weather the storm and then we kick on.
time. It's our first game.
Well, the intensity will be pretty huge in the first 10 or 15. Take all they can throw at us and then we keep going.
Flag this century. The cup's up there for grabs. Do we want the last cup available this century? Well, we want to really put our dominance on the 90s, fellas, okay? Decade of the Demons, decade of the Demons, the 90s. Do we want to make this the last one, a big hurrah? Right, how bad do we really want it? Right, let's roll the arms over. Let's get the arms moving.
Something you might notice in all those clips we watch, there's none of the 95 one, is there?
And it's not a shot of anybody in the 95. Only remember the winners, fellas. Only remember the winners, okay?
Exactly right, it's only the winners that know.
How badly do we want it today? How badly? Are we going to be hungry enough? Is the intensity going to be up there? Right, have we got every player chasing, tackling, harassing? Lost by 4. Right, we went down by 4 points in the reserve.
Let's turn around.
Oh, let's turn around. On, let's bloody make it ours today, okay? Make it ours.
Make it our game today.
It's our day. Right in here, okay? Right in there. Have a good look at those footies in there, fellas. There's 3 of the bastards in there. Alright? That's how good we're going to be seeing it today. We're going to bloody reckon we've got ownership of that bloody pill out there today. We're going to make it ours. Make it ours, okay? Forget about the peripherals. Forget about who's around. You know how it operates. When the ball's there to be got, bad luck to everything else, okay? We take physical risks, okay? Number 1. Mental toughness is a big make-up of the South Gambier Football Club. It has been for a lot of years, it still is today, okay? By 5 o'clock tonight, alright, we've got 2 hours of hard work when we get out there. By 5 o'clock tonight, 2 hours of playing time. It's how bad we want our hands on that cup, okay? Who wants bloody hands on the cup? Fellas, I've never doubted the South Gambier spirit. I've never doubted the South Gambier players. I've coached for 10 years. 10 bloody years, I'll tell you what. Fantastic feeling. I have spent more time with some of you blokes than what I have with my wife or my kid. And I've enjoyed every bloody minute. Every minute. Right? We want this bastard today, okay? We really want it. Okay? We've got the unit here to do it. We've got the team here to do it. Alright? There is a big onus on you and every member of the side to make sure that we play up to capability. If we go in with not one player, okay, one player doing his job, we run the risk of losing. If everybody contributes today, we will not get beaten. Will not get beaten. Move the ball on at all costs. First to the ball, aggressive at the ball, okay, we must get across the more contest than any other game in your footballing life. Alright?
It's KTV's coverage of the 1999 Western Border League Grand Final from Vansittart Park here in Mount Gambier. The Casterton Cats break through the banner and they take on the South Gambier Demons. Tim Chatfield for the Cats, captain coach, breaks the banner with the boys. They came through the second semi-final in fine style, straight into the grand final, up against the arch rivals, the Demons, this afternoon. The Cats and the Demons from Vansittart Park. David Case and Jim Buckley with you in the commentary box. David, it'll be a big one. The Catters are first out.
Yes, Jim, and they've certainly got, I would say, out of the population of 2,000 in Casterton, I reckon there's 999 here, I reckon, Jim, and it's certainly a magnificent sea of blue and white colours right across the ground. And the Casterton Football Club this year, they came from nowhere. They were sort of down around the bottom end of the pack last year. Tim Chatfield has got a group of wonderful players together. They've gone through minor round premiers, Jim. They've only lost 2 games for the year, and here we have them at Vansittart Park in the grand final, and they're going to be very, very hard to beat. And as I'm just talking now, we have South Gambier now going for back-to-back, Jim, and they've been led onto the ground by Big Mick Ryan, and what a wonderful football club this one is, Jim. Premiers 92, 94, 96, 97 and 98. And here we are in 99 again, Jim. And I can tell you something, we are in for one hell of a grand final.
The Demons break the banner. They will be up against the Casterton Cats. It's the 1999 Western Border League Grand Final from Vansittart Park, brought to you on KTV.
And I would just like to say to you, Mr. Buckley, that's the first time I've heard your voice cracking, and it is indeed a pleasure.
Oh, it's the emotion of the occasion, David, and also that little bit of chips you gave me just before I went on air. It'll be a top telecast. KTV bringing you to production. We'll be back with the centre bound shortly.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are young and free, with golden soil and wealth the toil. Our home is girt by sea, our land abounds in nature's gift, our beauty rich and rare. In history's page let every stage advance, Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance, Australia fair.
We are about to start the Western Border League Grand Final for 1999 from Vansittart Park here in Mount Gambier, brought to you by KTV. It'll be the Cats and the Demons, Casterton and South Gambier. South Gambier are going right of screen. Tony Lithgow from the Cats won the toss, and they will go to the left of screen with about a 2-goal breeze. Umpire Logan about to get us underway. It's Western Border League Grand Final 99. Ryan and Flanders. The first hit goes to Flanders. Cats try and work it out of the centre. Good body stuff in there by the Demons. They work it out beautifully through Michael Sims back towards half forward, sitting underneath it. Big mark, Nicky Clayton, and the D's go forward. Kicked in short, mark to Forster, and I think it might be Scotty Gould. In fact, who's down there is a big Nick Forster has got the ball.
I think it might be Nick Forster, Jim, actually. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Nick Forster.
The big fella who missed the game last week, the prelim final against North Gambier with a bad ankle or calf injury, has the first clear kick for goal in the 99 grand final. The big fella puts it on goal towards that southern end. It might just hold up in the breeze. Faces, or rather drifts across the face of goal to the right, I think. And
no,
it is a goal to Nick Forster. They love it, the South Gambier side. They rush back to congratulate the big fella. The first goal on the board.
Good play by South Gambier there, Jim. Got the ball on quickly, young Nick Clayton, who has been an unsung hero the last week particularly. I thought he played particularly well when Nick Forster was out. Got the ball quickly onto Forster, and he kicked truly. And he's going to have young Craig Beans have a big job on Forster today to try to hold him, Jim.
Umpire Farley now to get us underway again. First goal of the grand final, into the breeze to the Demons. That's the one they would have wanted. Flanders and Ryan. Flanders got higher. Mullen couldn't take it off his hands. They pile stacks on the mill. Umpire Farley comes in and says Oliver bounds. Number 18 for South. He's back to us. Michael Edwards slowly gets up. 25 for the Casterton side is Darren Carlin. Here's Ryan and Flanders. Ryan got the left-hand palm to Salmon. Salmon went for the feed out to wide. That time the running player, number 7 for South, was Corey Jakes. He went without it. Kick back towards Gould. Coming in hard that time was Richard Gill for Casterton, number 10. They go over the top. The hand pass given out. Free kick given. Farley's picked it up. Number 19, Peter Jarrett, in fact, will take the first deep kick into attack for the Cats in the 99 grand final. South got the first goal. Paul Jarrett chips in short. It's out. No, it's not okay. Couldn't handle it that time was Richard Gill. Finally, Gill comes back on the right foot and boots it, but very wide player lurking out there unattended. And it's the Cats who'll take it inside 50. First kick on goal.
Mark Flanders, Jim, will have the shot. Will have a shot on goal here, and should that make the distance. He's got the breeze right behind his back here.
What sort of a kick is Flanders?
Very good, Jim. Got good skills, this young boy. He's 35 metres out. Will have a long shot on goal. He's gone underneath the ball, maybe a bit of nerves and just tensioned up a little bit. And the first score to the Casterton Cats have one behind. They trail South Gambier one straight goal.
Important kick from Flanders. It just drifted right. They have the breeze slightly behind them, although it's not significant. We saw North Gambier reserves defend well and in fact score and win the reserves grand final today. And certainly you can score at both ends. The ball is brought in for the Demons back towards that centre square. Players up high, barging through Salmon. The hand pass to no one, trying to pick out with Ben Anderson. Anderson, the former basketballer, hand pass towards the youngster Stringer. On the break from the centre, feed sideways, well done. It went towards 32 that time is number Matty Patzel. Molly Patzel got it to half forward. Good defence that time back there by Nathan Fiddler. And he'll see it out of bounds for the Cats. It's between wing and half forward left for the Demons, who lead 1 goal to the Cats, 1 point. Opening moments of the 99 grand final from Vansittart Park in the Western Border League, brought to you by KTV.
Contest now right across there on the 50-metre mark for South Gambier. Mick Ryan and Flanders. Costa Gary to Cameen. Gets it down long. Collard. Sensational stuff by Collard. He's an exciting player, this boy. Costa to Crockett Chant. And he gets the ball back to Flanders again. Flanders now will drive it deep, looking for Chatfield. Lithgow. Good work by Lithgow. Andrew Sims running back onto Lithgow. Has hit him front on, and he'll be either paid the mark or the free kick. And he will have a shot now. Jim, tell me something. 50 metre, which will bring Lithgow right in front of the goals, Jim. And this should be the certain goal for the Casterton Cats.
Your question, David?
My question?
I thought you said tell me, Jim.
I was going to say, if Lithgow had a shot from out there, I would have bet anything he would have kicked it from there, Jim, because they're the goals
he's going to kick it from here, I can tell you. Tony Lithgow puts the first on the board for the Cats to start the 99 grand final. The champ, former medalist in the Western Border League, puts it through.
Very good play by Flanders. Had 2 early touches. And obviously, Jim's going to run Mick Ryan around a little bit. That'll be the pattern for play for Casterton. I also noticed then off the ball, Jim, when Casterton went forward, their backmen weren't afraid to leave their players and run. And I'd say that maybe Casterton's plan might be to run Big Forster and those sort of guys around all day as much as possible.
Makes sense. They've had the week's break. The Cats and the Demons had to come through the hard way, as we said, through the prelim final. But a bad turnover by Chant, too. Kicked the ball away that time, and the Demons normally don't make mistakes like that. Grand final nerves may have affected David Chant. From the centre we go. Umpire Logan gets us underway. Bounce favours Ryan. The hit not effective. Players come in hard on it that time. Mullen taken high, and he'll take a free kick. Michael Mullen on Buller.
Been a great player for South Gambier, Jim. Fantastic player,
and
Michael
premiership
Mullen.
experience. That's the thing that holds the Demons in good stead in this game. They've been there before 5 times in the 90s and been successful. The kick goes wide. Big mark taken out there by the Demons. Free kick picked out, and it'll go defensively this time to the Cats, David.
Jason Cameen will get the ball, Jim. Been a good player all year. Shipped it in here to Buff Carlin. Now, he's a tough player, Carlin. Cross to Gary Black, one of the stars of the second semi. Big Mick Ryan holds his ground. Gary Black again gets his left foot to the ball inside. Collard, Chatfield. They're all at it out there. Lithgow again. Taps it across here. Casterton in hard. Players running now. Wayne Glynn, the veteran. He will clear up for South. There's no doubt about that. Gets it across to Benny Anderson, who's been a good player in this final series too. Casterton have numbers here now. They run the ball out beautifully. Coming out here now, and Casterton will drive the ball in through Munro, but a good mark by Stringer. And this kid's been good too, Jim.
The youngster has started well.
Cross here now, and we find Corey Jacobs. Jacobs been a good player. Black will want to come back, otherwise he'll find himself with 50. Corey Jacobs kicks the ball now long in towards Darren Sims. Sims gets his big mitt on it but can't get it. Heath Sims in there for South Gambier. Molly Patzel, Heath Sims and Craig Beams, the big tall key defender. Molly Patzel keeps his footing beautifully. Kevin Boucher comes in on the ball. Flanders tries to get around him. Well done by the Casterton Cats. Flanders once again kicks the ball inside of 50 and there's that man. Let's go. And by gee, Jim, I tell you what, he's the player, along with Collard, that could really turn this grand final upside down.
Could prove very elusive for the defensive lineup for the Demons. He kicks in short, a player leading out there. At that time is Gill. The ball punched away from Gill. Maybe not the best option from Lithgow because he's a good kick himself and he was directly in front. Gill's angle would have been fairly severe. As it was, he couldn't take control and the ball will be thrown in between left forward pocket and left half forward flank for the Casterton Cats, who lead on the scoreboard 1-1-7. South Gambier 1 goal. David Kay's called a terrific defence early from the Cats. Good running defence, long penetrating kicking. They have the breeze. This is Michael Edwards from the hit from Ryan. Back towards the centre, wobbles. Heath Sims got a chance, but he's cut out of it. 25 working well. Darren Carlin. He'll bring it back into the centre. Willie Rioli over his head. Running from behind nicely that time was Beams. Goes for a kick. It's not a good one. Coming out attacking the ball. Scotty Gould. He has space. If he can find the handle, he can't. Good pressure on him that time by Tim Chatfield. The captain coach working hard. Rioli wants a free kick. He won't get it. Taken away by Molly Patzel. The kick towards half forward. Sims tries to work inside. Good tackle on him. The Cats are attacking it hard. They want it badly. Ball comes to ground. Umpire lets it roll and that's good umpiring. The Cats break away. Do they? No, they don't. Ball comes loose. Jacobs in there working very hard. Number 9 for South Gambier was Andrew Sims. He couldn't get it. Gary Black goes in hard. Free kick will go to Willie Rioli, and it's against you.
I can't believe it.
And
he's going to get 50. Look, that is absolutely disgraceful. I don't care whether it's Casterton or South, but when blokes like that put a whistle in their mouth and want to make a hero of themselves, why do they bother umpiring on a Saturday, Jim?
Comments from David Case, not happy at all. Umpire Logan made the call, and it's a free kick and a 50-metre penalty. Originally, the free kick against Patzel. The 50 was for what, David?
Well, for a start off, I think he just didn't come back within maybe a half a second when he called him back. And who do they think they are, Jim? It's a damn grand final. You know, and if they're going to have the result on it, they'll turn this game upside down.
Willie Rioli chips away short that time to Jared Rooke, and Rooke will chip away short into the pocket, and he'll find number 16, Jason Kameen.
I can't believe it, Jim. Look, I honestly can't believe it. There are times when the games like this, they don't need to be the focus on themselves.
Kameen kicking for goal on that northern end. Timmy Chatfield likes it. Big clap from the captain coach. It's gone right through. Second one for the Catters. They go to 2-1-13. The Demons are one straight.
Good play by Casterton, Jim. They've really worked hard in numbers through the centre and deserved the goal, which was really good, which gives them that 7-point lead. They'll need to kick 2 or 3 goals because they've got the 8 of the breeze. But well done by the Cats. By gee, they're hard at the ball. And Flanders at this stage has certainly been very, very good in the midfield.
David Case said it was over umpiring. Umpire Logan stamping his authority. Kevin Farley's got the ball to get us underway. The Cats 2-1, the Demons 1 straight. Ryan went hard. Was that a Shepherd on Carlin? No, play on. Comes through centre half forward. They work it nicely. The Cats, the chip away is good. 35 running, 36. Jared Rooke out here on the left foot towards Chatfield. This way, that away. Doesn't get it. Collard, it was in there. Comes loose. The Demons will try and work it out. Glynn is there. It goes wide of him. Lithgow can't get his hands on the ball. And in those comedy errors there, it goes over the boundary line, including the commentator. And we'll throw it in, but left forward pocket on left half forward flank. Umpire Wilson's the boundary. The two big fellas will go hard at this one. Ryan gets front position. Not an effective punch to anyone, but they work it out south that Michael Edwards it is, goes close to the boundary line, can't hold his feet, and we'll have a throw in again. Just time more or less on half forward flank for the Cats. Attacking to the left of screen with the slight breeze. They lead it 2-1 to the Demons, 1 goal. Hit from Ryan, comes to ground. They'll work it again. They do it very nicely through Corey Jacobs. The kick up towards the wing. Players underneath it. Should be a Casterton mark. And here's number 12 under pressure, Matty Lardner. And he's got the ball on the grandstand wing, about to put the Cats back into attack.
Matty Lardner now will bring the ball in towards centre half forward. Collard gets the leap. Well done there by young Rooke. Picked up by Jared. Here's Collard again. Collard had, and he's paid him.
Good call. He had possession. He threw it in front of him. He was grabbed, and that is in possession, David Case.
He punts the ball clear.
That is a good call.
He punts the ball clear. Good work here by South Gambier. The ball, player dragged off the ball there was Sims, but well done by Munro. There's a real contest in front of us here now, Jim. Casterton through Lardner. Lardner across to Jared. Jared's in trouble. Players at the ball here. They're all over the top of it. Gets it out again, Jared. And the ball will go over the boundary line and be thrown in.
Whoa, the pressure is on in the 99 grand final. We're over the 10-minute mark of the first quarter. The Cats 2-1. The Demons 1 goal. Forces the goal kicker for the Demons. Lithgow and Kameen have got one each for the Catters.
Big tap by Ryan over the top. Running hard at the ball with Salmon. Here's got good tackle there by the South Gambier player, but it'll go across here.
Cameron
and a free
Spencer,
kick to Cameron Spencer. Spencer runs wide looking for Kameen. Good contest by Kameen. He's already kicked one goal. The back pocket runs inside of 50. Scotty Gould's back there and punches the ball clear. And Kameen's done a good job floating down the ground, Jim. And so far, the Casterton backmen are quite prepared to run down the ground because we've seen Adrian Meir, also the centre half back for Casterton, him coming down through the middle of the field, creating options as well. So it's good work by the Cats. They're certainly trying to test South Gambier running out. Corey Jacobs kicks the ball back in the middle, looking for big Mick Ryan. Over the back, Scotty Gould. Runners at the fall of the ball. Good work by both players in there. Tackling fierce by Adam Salmon and Buff Carlin. Two very good players, two very tough players at the footy. Umpire Logan will put the ball down again. Right in the middle of the ground here, Jim, with Casterton 2-2 leading South Gambier 1 goal. Ryan gets his tap. Michael Evers runs in. Lithgow gets a quick kick out of the pack. Leading in the race of the ball here is Damien Gill, who didn't play in the last final because he was injured. Comes inside of Andrew Sims, but the boundary umpire calls it out of bounds and it'll be thrown in right here on South Gambier's left half forward, Casterton's left half forward flank. Ryan will go in to do battle in the ruck. Ryan gets his left hand cross to it. Mullen, Lithgow, well done by Lithgow, got the ball out clear. Jared's in there, Corey Jacobs in there for South Gambier. Comes out towards Munro, he's a great player, Munro. He gets the ball floating in towards Chatfield. Up they go, they fly high, but umpire Logan has found
went high and did interfere with whoever he climbed on top of, Chatfield.
Chatfield, and he'll kick this, Jim. He's a goal kicker, this boy, don't you worry about that. He hasn't kicked 80-odd goals for the year, not to kick this one. Captain coach, and if ever a coach needs a kick, this is the one he'll need to kick, Jim.
Chatfield will kick from just on 50. He's kicking from the left to half forward flank. The ball needs to carry 55 for it to be a goal. He has the breeze behind him. What breeze there is, I reckon it's a couple. No question about that. Maybe three. Chatfield gives himself a better angle, gets underneath it, hooked and slices it badly right. Ryan goes with the fist. It comes off hands. We'll have a throw in. Right forward pocket for the Cats are doing all the attacking. They lead 2-2. The Demons are one straight. The reigning champs trail the Cats. And we've played now for about 14 minutes in this, the first quarter of the 1999 grand final. You're watching KTV. Ryan to ground. Mullen. How often have we said that over the years? Mullen wobbles one defensively. Picked up well that time by it was Clayfield. No, what Clayfield at Clayton. Down towards that wing position, but picking up. It's a free kick going south way. Darren Sims.
Darren Sims, sorry, Jim. Darren Sims now goes down that wing looking for Forster. Pushes beams underneath the ball. Forster now with his strength. Oh, good work by Forster. Gets around for a big break. Brings it out in the path here of Heath Sims. Heath Sims gets up. Good tackle by Lithgow. Cross to Michael Edwards. Edwards now cross to Michael Sims. Good work by young Magic Sims. Keeps his footing. Brilliantly done by Michael Sims there, Jim. That's a great contest. Gary Black. Once again, that back line of Casterton now. Get out through Munro. They got players running wide now in Carlin. Carlin looks for Fiddler inside, but decides to go deep down. Gould's up there and takes a great mark over the top.
Terrific grab.
Good grab by Gould. But he's paid a free kick, Jim.
Goodness me.
How could he pay a free kick?
I think it might have been for a shepherd off the ball as the contest was taking place, David.
Well, I can tell you something at this stage, Jim. If you're going to give the best player, give it to one player who hasn't got a number on his jumper, and that's D. Logan. Give him the best player now, Jim. I tell you.
Comments from David Case, folks. Let's clarify that on KTV. And a chance for Chatfield, the captain coach. His second shot inside a minute, and he's a much closer this time.
Well, we haven't noticed Farley yet, but we've certainly noticed Logan. I can tell you that.
Well, I reckon it was for a shepherd off the ball. That's the only thing it could have been. The goal is kicked by Chatfield. The captain coach gets his first of the grand final, and the Cats are looking okay early there. 3-2-20. The South Gambier Demons are 1 straight 6, and the Cats have got a flyer in this, the opening quarter of the 99 grand final, and you're very critical of one umpire.
Well, Jim, it's a grand final. You just, you know, like it's got to be there. It's got to be really well and truly there. You just don't guess and make decisions up. But take nothing away from Casterton, Jim. They were brilliant. Their back line down here in black, who mopped up beautifully, Lardner, Beams, those sort of guys, and they've really got a good, lovely, tight back line, Cass. They're doing a really good job. Munro's getting a lot of the ball too, Jim. Good pass by Munro once again. Scotty Gould comes in, back onto his right foot, gets around 2 players, kicks deep into where Forster and Sims are. Beams is up there. Disciplined play by Beams, the centre half back. Michael Mullen drives it in. Here's Lardner, and well done by Matty Lardner. Good job by Matty Lardner. Comes out wide now out here looking for Gill, or young, I think it might have been...
Andrew Sims in front of him.
And
Andrew Sims free kick.
Good decision by Kevin Farley there. I think the player was running in and just hit him in the face. Kick by Andrew Sims, in looking for Forster. Strength by Forster. Mullen comes in. In goes Michael Sims. Good work by Fiddler. Cross to the big fella, Mick Ryan. Ryan now drives the ball in, and here's Heath Sims. And Heath Sims is underneath the ball, Jim, and should be a fairly difficult angle to kick the goal from there, but by G. Casterton's back line certainly working very well.
Mick for that, do you?
Not really, Jim. He just kicked it and hoped and just floated into his arms.
Heath Sims, just a vital kick into the breeze. The Cats have the lead 3-2. The Demons 1 goal. Very important kick for Sims. You can see the breeze rattling his jumper. He starts it well right. It doesn't come back. And first minor score on the board to the Demons. They're 1-1-7. The Cats are 3-2-20. The Casterton Cats and the South Gambier Demons head-to-head the 99 grand final. And we have played about 18 minutes of this, the first quarter. The Cats to bring it back. Who's at full back kicking in, David?
Looks like Gary Black.
Gary Black's got it now.
Sorry, Jason Kameen. Sorry.
Kameen gave it to Black. Gary Black will come on that left foot from just short of centre half back. He comes across the ground towards that outer side now, and the scoreboard side. Good lead out there and good mark taken by Flanders.
Good player, Flanders, Jim. Very good player. Got good skills in towards Munro. They can raffle it here, South Gambier.
And they do indeed. Number 19, Peter Jarrett has possession.
Jarrett comes out wide. Carlin's made it. Jacobs. Good contest, Jacobs. Very good. Lithgow comes through, keeps his balance. He's a balanced player, this boy. Offloads to Kameen again, coming down from that back pocket. He's been inside of 50 metres about 3 or 4 times, Kameen. And Collard. Collard comes across, and I tell you what, Jim, player 16 for Casterton. 3 times he's come down inside of 50, kicked a goal himself and set 2 others up. That's good play by the Casterton back line, prepared to run off their players. At this stage, South Gambier will really want to pick up their defensive area, particularly with their forwards.
Adrian Collard puts his first one of the afternoon on the board. David Chance had a pretty dirty day so far. Collard been elusive. Chance a missed kick that turned over to cost the goal and then lost his footing as Collard stood firm in the goal square and put one through from point-blank range. 4-2-26 the Cats. The Demons are 1 straight 6. And I tell you, some ominous signs out there, David.
Certainly
they are very quick, the Catters.
Very good indeed, Jim. And South Gambier's forward line will just want to work a little bit harder on the defensive side of their game. They're allowing their back lines too much scope to run off.
Nothing from Paul Mullins so far. Coming back after a hamstring injury. We know Darren Sims a couple of touches. Forster got the first goal. Nicky Clayton's done a couple of things, but really not enough out of their forward line. They do have the breeze in their face, the Demons. The Cats at their back. And they lead through 4-2 to 1 goal, a 20-point margin. And this, we're coming over the 20-minute mark of this, the first quarter. Umpire Farley underway. Flanders high. Ryan stood his ground. Beautiful feed to Mullen. Mullen out of the centre. The kick's a good one. Clayton will mark. And Clayton takes the mark. Nick Clayton takes the mark inside 50. And will kick on that southern goal. And it could be the steadier that the Demons need.
Pretty tricky breeze out there, the Jim, though. I still think that breeze is swirling pretty well out there. It'll take a good kick from Nick Clayton here.
Traditionally, South like to run it through half forward. They've been a bit stop-start. Clayton gets under it. It wobbles to the goal square. Many hands there. Comes off those many hands to the boundary line. Left forward pocket. And there will be a throw in that forward line for the Demons. Deep in their left forward pocket. They trail at the moment. 4-2-1 goal. And the Cats looking good in the opening quarter. Forster will do the ruck. Flanders is up against him. Flanders very high. Took it out of the air uncontested. Couldn't get a kick. Clayton went in hard for the Demons. They try and work it out. Sims was in there, but they run it out beautifully this time. Fiddler goes long, back towards the centre for the Cats. Underneath it was Gilly, led too far under it, finally dropped by Rooke, and the Demons work it forward again, long towards that 4-4 position. Sims will take the mark with the gloved hands, and Heath Sims will kick from about 20 metres directly in front. I just missed who delivered that ball, David.
Was very good kick through the centre of the ground there, Jim. I can't pick up who actually kicked the ball.
Might have been Michael Edwards, I think.
No, I think it was Michael Mullen, actually.
Mullen?
Yeah, it was Michael Mullen.
A couple of big touches for Mullen. And if he can convert Heath Sims, he had a shot earlier and kept it too far right. What does he learn from that? Almost from that position, just go straight for the middle and drive it home. Heath Sims.
Paul Mullen coming off too, Jim.
Kicks for goal, and it is good. Heath Sims puts one through for the Demons, a badly needed one. And the Demons get their second of the grand final. David called it. 55 coming on is Kevin Boucher. Paul Mullen, who's been hampered by hamstring injuries for most of the year, comes off. The Demons have their second. That's the important thing for them. It's 4-2 to the Cats, 2 straight to the D's. 99 grand final, and you're listening and watching on KTV. Back in the centre, umpire Logan. David Case's very good friend will get us underway. Number 6 with his back to us there was Tony Lithgow. 23 in the front of screen there is Willie Rioli on a wing position with Molly Patzel. The ball hit forward by South Gambier, taken out of the back that time by Kameen again, was it? The kick went short by Casterton, well directed, not well directed in the end, and Scotty Gould sits underneath one.
Been good across half-back. Been good across half-back, Scotty Good.
The rangy Gould, very mobile for a big man, kicks over that centre square. Four-star stood his ground, big grab and gets the fly, takes off and kicks it high and not so very handsome towards that half-forward flag. Mullen running under it gets another important touch. And when we said it was getting ominous a little bit for the Demons, guess who stands up? Nick Ryan in the ruck and Michael Mullen on the ball, running deep into the forward line this time. And Mullen from a difficult angle. Now Heath Sims had a worse angle, and he kicked the point. Mullen is more acute. What did he learn? Did he go to school on Heath Sims? He runs wide and kicks it. It fades. It hooks badly, in fact, right across the face of goal. Sims will take a mark. He will.
It's the only thing, Jim, I would say that the tools for Casterton are most probably going to, you know, if the further the game goes, those guys not going to get any shorter, and Casterton will really want to be very careful down there with the South Gambier tools.
Casterton had a lot of the play, kicked 4 goals. Every time South have gone forward practically, they've scored. Sims has missed this. Incredible. Has he missed? No, he hasn't. He's kicked the goal. He's happy with it. Goal umpire went way to his left. But that is a goal kicked by number 50, Darren Sims, for the Demons. They get their third. They're looking okay now. 3-1-19. The Catters are 4-2-26. 99 grand final.
Goal umpire Jacobson certainly sold that one very well, Jim. Fantastic effort. Run as far as he could to the right and then come back and signal to goal.
Worked on me.
It's pretty good, these guys. They're
when
fantastic.
In doubt, look at the player who's kicked it, I reckon.
Yeah, that's the way to go. You can generally tell by their body language. So here we are, Jim, at the 20-minute mark, and we have a 4-2 to 7-point lead to the Cats, and there's Munro coming out of the centre. Good play by Munro. Comes out through Casterton now. It's a good kick by Corey Jacobs. In there is Boucher. Here's Mullen. Mullen's got Michael Edwards running for him. Oh, well done, Beams, but well done by young Michael Edwards. Kept his footing beautifully. Heath Sims has taken a sense.
Darren Sims. Darren Sims. No, play on. Might have been called play on. The Casterton boys have gone in hard. 50-metre penalty being paid, if you don't mind, umpire. And it is on. Something happened down there. Now, South Gambier have got the kick on goal. They do kick a goal. It is all clear. Kicked through. Good call, David. In fact, it was Heath Sims took the mark.
Fantastic.
The goal has been kicked. It is a goal to South Gambier. That's the thing they wanted. The Cats weren't happy with something that happened in that incident. They came in very hard. The umpire immediately pulled the 50-metre penalty, but the goal is on the board. There's 1 point the difference in the ball game. 4-2, 4-1, and suddenly the Demons have turned it all around. They've kicked the last 3 goals.
Heath Sims been very important. Kicked two goals in the last couple of minutes down there, and Gary Black will want to tighten up on Heath Sims.
How do they come? Michael Edwards caught one high play on, says the umpire. Boucher's tackled, and in fact it'll come back for no advantage. Kevin Boucher will give it back because Michael Edwards got one high. I don't know the tactic of the Casterton Cats, but it would seem to me they'd be better off as they started. Go at the football.
And run off the back line, Jim. They've stopped their run out of the back line. That's where the problem's been. Comes out here towards Beams. He's a good player, this boy. He can certainly play. Kicks the ball long now in towards Collard and Glenn. Here's Gould. Gould is just a little bit. Oh, here's Chatfield. Clever play, Chatfield. He'll kick a goal. Don't you worry about that, Jim. Oh, it's bounced back. Could you believe it?
I
Could
would
you
believe it. Gee whiz,
that?
you reckon that was a cruel bounce? What about the cruel bounce Scott Gill got before it? Don't tell me there's no justice in sport, folks.
That bounced 30 metres in the air and hit the goal
Gill
post.
got a bad one, and then the captain coach got a bad one. It evened itself out. Jacobs brings us back for the Demons. It's a 2-point margin to the Cats. Ryan in front, punch away. Michael Mullen will go hard on Lithgow. The champ gets it going. He dropped the ball. Play on, said the umpire. Mullen's hard over it. Picks it up. Got a hand pass out nicely. That time play advantage is called. They work it through Clayton. Hand pass to Michael Edwards. He can't control it. Over the boundary line it goes. In fact, number 19 was Adam Salmon who gave it to Michael Edwards. And we'll have a throw in just short of half forward for the Casterton Cats, who lead the 99 grand final. We're into time on. 4-3 to 4-1, and the Cats lead it. They have the breeze in this, the first quarter. Great fight back second half of the quarter by the Demons. Ryan, big hit. Who wants it? Munro goes after it this time for the Cats. He's besieged. Comes to ground. 25, Darren Carlin's been tireless. Richard Gill got it onto Gary Black. Black is hit after he kicked it, and it will be downfield to play. It is on. It is on. You saw that on screen. Players going down left, right and centre. Beans cop one for his trouble as well. No damage done. And Tony Lithgow chips in short. That's the main action. Kicks it in short at Adrian Collard. He'll kick it to Flanders. Flanders won't get it. They'll turn the ball over. Gould went hard at him. Coming at him, Molly Patzel. Flanders got the kick away on that northern goal. Sims is down the other end now and punches it through for a behind.
And she's a true grand final now, Jim. The pressure's certainly come on and lifted a notch.
And umpire Logan's called for the emergency umpire, David.
Looks
That's
like
all happening.
Looks like there's going to be a report and a card, I'd say, Jim.
Who's going off? Casterton are going to lose a player. Casterton have lost a player.
Justin Munro.
Gee, that'll hurt him.
Now, Jim, I ask you, look, I'll shut my mouth. I will shut my mouth.
No comment on it. Come on, there's a bit of passion involved
What's he going to do now?
He's going to come up and he's going to send Michael Mullen off as well.
Oh, get them all out. Get them all out, Jakey. Get them all out.
No, he's reported, in fact, the Casterton player, and he's just informed Michael Mullen that that's in fact the case. Kick-in will take place. That's the main thing happening now, folks. Corey Jacobs to bring it in. The Casterton crowd not happy.
I'll tell you what, Jim. No, I'll just concentrate on the game of footy. That's what we're here for. Well done by Collard.
Got it out. The tackle was on. Rioli hasn't done a lot. He gets on that left foot, chips away short, and Richard Gill will mark inside 50.
Well done by Rioli. Very well done indeed, Jim.
And I must say, I must compliment the umpires on that incident. They umpired that very, very well with minimum interference with the game, maximum efficiency. And Richard Gill, vital kick on quarter time, lets one fly and looks pretty good off the boot to that northern goal. Richard Gill's got one.
That's a great kick.
And the Cats extend the lead to 9 points. Richard Gill.
And the Cats losing Munro too, Jim, down to 17 players. Now they've got to play for, what, 15, 20 minutes without him?
Yes, they do. What's remaining in this quarter, at the 30-minute mark of the first quarter, what'll hurt them is when the Demons have the breeze in the next quarter, David. What do they do?
Yes, it'll be
problems for Timmy Chatfield and the selection, the coaching bench now, because we're just on quarter time. Another one here by the Cats would be handy. The Demons will try and hold them up, if not get one themselves. 5-4, 4-1. The Cats lead by 9 points. To ground it comes. Going hard, Gary Black. Good work, Black. He's had some important touches in the last minute. Kicks it down the forward line. Chatfield, Collard's there as well. Comes to ground, off the ground that time by Jacobs. Back to Salmon. Salmon got it to Edwards. Edwards chips to Mullen. Mullen's in the centre of the ground. Kicks it wide to this grandstand side. Molly Patzel running on. Marks it well. Pressure from Black. Holds him up and does well. On left foot, he chips away that time. Patzel doesn't find his target. That time Richard Gill. Kicked the last goal, hooks on left foot, Stringer's there, he does well. Working hard against him was Jared Rooke. The ground it comes, Patzel to Stringer. Stringer will get a kick forward on his own. Michael Edwards, danger Cats. Edwards has got time, but he'll go back and steady. Kick across towards half forward on the lead. That time is Clayton, and Clayton's got it. He's way out. He's still a kick and a half from goal as Nick Clayton.
He's a long way out, Jim.
Kicks in short, inside 50, lead from Heath Sims. He's got it. Heath Sims took the mark, and boy, is he proving a bit of a pain down there for the Casterton defence. He's quick, and he can mark overhead.
And not only that too, Jim, he's a 5'11", nearly 6-foot boy. And the good part about it is, Jim, is that he's been playing on ball all year, Heath Sims. And, of course, we know Peter Sims, the tactician, has obviously done his homework and pushed Heath Sims forward. If he kicks this goal, it'll be his third goal in the quarter.
Sims kicks good, kicks well, I should say, and kicks it through. Good kick from Heath Sims, another one to him. He's kicked his third, as David said, and this time the Demons fight back just on quarter time. 5-4, 5-1, they trail by 3 points. The Cats by 3, but they have the breeze. David.
It was away and just let the players sort themselves out. Here's Craig Beams for Casterton now. Beams will kick long, no doubt. Goes out wide now. Kicks very, very long towards half forward. Corey Jacobs, but a great mark there standing.
Andrew Cameron.
Is Andrew Cameron, Jim, the big tall man. He will now kick inside, no doubt hoping for a mark from Collard or Chatfield. Chatfield's removed Wayne Glynn quite easily. Glynn is on his own. He's got 3 to beat here. Comes out well to Collard. Collard has a shot on goal, but unfortunately
too far.
has hooked it too far for a point. Oh, no!
Goodness me.
You are joking.
The goal umpire had best position, David. We've got to take our hat off to him on that one. He made the ground to his right. He said, yeah, you got it around enough. It hooked a lot, but it may have hooked most when it had gone through the goal line. Goal to number 5, Adrian Collard. That's his second, and one the Cats wanted. They go to 6-4-40. South of 5-1-31. That go and have a shot of the goal umpire.
No, I'm not doing that. He's only a young lad. I'll get the video and have a look later on and just make up my own mind from there. But I tell you what, I don't know whether that goalpost moved 5 feet to one side or not. But anyway, not to worry. The Casterton Cats through the elusive Collard. He's a sensational player, this boy. I can tell you something. If you come a long way to see country footy, if you see this boy play. The ball's in dispute in the middle of the ground. We're 32-minute mark nearly of the first quarter. And umpire Farley just letting it go. Good work by the umpire there. Comes across to South Gambier. Patzel. Clayton, he's been good too, Jim by G. Hooks it back in towards where Heath Sims is there again. Good work by the Casterton player there in number 19 and Peter Jarrett. Well done by Jarrett. He held Sims at bay. The ball kicked out of bounds on the... Oh, Clayton nearly takes a great mark, but there's the siren. Quarter time in the 99 Western Border Grand Final with the Casterton Cats. 6-4-40 leading South Gambier 5-1-31. Sensational effort by Casterton in the first quarter, Jim.
Did well. Umpire Logan gets us underway. For this, the second quarter, you're watching KTV's coverage of the 99 Grand Final in the Western Border. Salmon from Ryan got the kick around the body to half forward. Forster in front, or is it Sims? Not paid touch. Off the ground, Mullen. Players lose 2-1 back here. Good defensive work by Nathan Fiddler. It needed to be. He was outnumbered. Kicked it in short to Flanders. Flanders steadies on the wing and goes towards half forward, but it's all south. Scotty Gould well in front that time and marks in front of Andrew Cameron. And he'll feed it off with the kick towards Forster. Forster came, the big chest nearly took the air out of the ball. Mullen tidies up, boots it back into the pocket, and Clayton's waiting on his own.
Good work by South Gambier. Good rebound football there. Well done by Nathan Fiddler for Casterton too. Run the ball out, but unfortunately for the young bloke, they turned it over and kicked it back to his man.
Well, they're playing one short, Casterton, of course. We know that, David, and will that take a toll at this, the start of the second quarter? Clayton kicking on the northern goal. Breeze at his back. No problem with distance. No problem with accuracy. Beautiful kick. Umpire Neems says that's a goal, David Case. Straight through the middle. It's 6-4 to 6-1. And Clayton gets his first. Nick Clayton gets his first for the Demons in the 99 Grand Final. Opening moments of the second quarter.
Gee, footy can be cruel. Young Fiddler. He beat about 3 blokes and kicked the ball long, Jim, but unfortunately the kick come across, it got turned over and they kicked it back, and there's his man standing on his own.
Corey Jacobs is running free out of the back pocket.
Yeah, just bad luck. When you're down to 17 men, it just makes it that little bit harder.
Back in the centre, umpire Logan to get us underway again. It's 6-4 to 6-1. Still, the Cats have the lead. They lead by 3 points. Ryan went high. Flanders got it to Rioli. The good feed back to Flanders. Ruckman to Rover to Ruckman. Down towards that half-forward flank. Lithgow leading in the chase for the ball. He's got Andrew Sims covered. Lithgow over the top. Sims right with him. Picks it up. Tries to get the handball out. It came to no one. David Chant hasn't had a good game so far. He needs to lift. He goes down. On hands and knees they go. Picked up that time in defence and booted forward for the Demons. They go towards the half-forward line. Forster. The tap on to Sims. The two big fellas combine well. To the ground it comes. Here's a chance for Sims. Michael Sims it is. He's run down.
Tackle.
No one can pick it up that time. It comes back to Rioli. Rioli loses control of the ball. The Cats go in to try and tidy up. Forced to take someone with a hip and shoulder. Finally gets away to Beams. Beams hooks it back to the wing, but the mark will be taken by Mick Ryan. Gary Black on the mark. Big Mick. Premiership Ruckman boots it long and high towards half forward for the Demons. Sims went high without it. Clayton also went without it. The Cats are over the top of the ball trying to defend. It'll go to the boundary line and we'll have a throw in between right forward pocket and right half forward flank for the Demons. Kicking left of screen, northern end of Vansittart Park. They trail by 3 points.
Contrasting styles of the ruckman, both playing wide of each other, Jim, and both picking up kicks. Forster in the ruck there for South Gambier, comes out to Clayton. Oh, that's, Richard Gill goes for the boundary line. Well done by Richard Gill, but it was going out of bounds on the full, but he did a good job to disguise the kick.
Kevin Farley had a quick look to see if it was deliberate, but said, nah, you get away with that one, Richard.
Would have been a big call from there, Jim. Boundary line throw in. It's Flanders, it's Forster. Two big men. Forster comes in over the top. Flanders, well done. Good tackle by Michael Mullen, but the ball's pinned to him, and good umpiring by Kevin Farley. Deems that the ball was held in dispute and will bounce the ball once again. We're only 15, 20 metres out, and once again the two big guys, Flanders, Forster, the centre-half forward, in at it. Both players, good work by Flanders. Hits it out to Beams. Beams on his left foot, kicks it out wide and long, but it goes over the boundary line and out of bounds on the full, and the relief kick will be taken over there. Corey Jacobs, who's perhaps playing the loose man, do you think, Jim?
He is, and he's right up on the half-forward line as he boots inside 50. Coming from behind Forster, Nicky Clayton, who kicked the first goal of the quarter, and he'll line up to kick the second. Gee, that send-off is hurting them at the moment.
Certainly is, Jim, because they just can't penetrate, can they? They've got that loose player playing the role of the sweeper back there, Jim, and you know what South Gambier like, they're very good at that. So Clayton lines up for the second of the quarter for Nick Clayton, 30, 35 metres out. And I think
he might have missed. No, he's got it. He's happy with it. Umpire Neem says it's a goal. Nicky Clayton gets his second of the quarter as David called it, and the Demons have got back the lead. They lead 7-1 to 6-4. The Demons in front by 3 points, and we're at the 5-minute mark of this, the second quarter.
Good work by South Gambier. He's got the ball in quickly. Forster took 3 players underneath the ball with him. Clayton was left standing on his own and marked on his chest. So Casterton now have to work very hard at this next centre bounce, Jim, and perhaps try to chip the ball around and move it in that way so they can get numbers back into their forward line. Logan, Ryan, Flanders beautifully over the top of Mick that time. Comes out to Collard. He's a good player, this boy.
One grab.
He's a good player, this boy. And I tell you what, Jim, don't be surprised if he kicks it. He's 50 metres out, going to go short.
Lovely kick.
Yeah, lovely kick. Beautiful kick. Take it inside the 50-metre mark now, Jim, and this young kid, Jared Rooke, I think it is, isn't it? 36?
36, in fact, Jared Rooke.
Yeah, played centre-half all year, centre-half forward all year. And he's
running down loose into a forward pocket, but he won't go to him.
And he's 17 years of age, this young lad. Very, very good football. Got a huge amount of talent, Jim.
With the socks down.
Playing centre-half forward at that age is a big assignment.
Close to the man on the mark, David, and pushes it right. 1 point only. 6 goals, 5, 7-1. The Demons lead the Cats by 2 points.
Corey Jacobs. Yep. Corey Jacobs to kick in, Jim.
Go for it, David.
Goes long down towards where he's Darren Sims is the target. In there was Michael Mullen as well with the balls punched over the boundary line to be thrown in. Just outside the 50-metre mark with Casterton in attack. Trailing South Gambier, who are on 6-4. On 7-1 to Casterton 6-4. Good kicking by South Gambier at this stage, Jim.
Willie Rioli hasn't done a lot for the Cats at this stage. He's been tagged by Molly Patzel, number 32 for South Gambier.
It's Sims. Jared. Sims gets his hand on the ball. Players crash at it. Good work by Rioli there and pins the ball in. And once again, umpire Logan will bounce the ball, say about 60 metres out from the Casterton goal. Just on the point of the square. Players at it again. Cameron will be. Andrew Cameron. Up against Darren Sims. Cameron gets his left hand to it. In there was Andrew Sims from South Gambier. Michael Mullen's in over the top of the ball. Good work by Mullen. Kicks the ball deep down here towards where Flanders are. Sims is in there. Oh, beautifully. Well done there by Cameron Spencer. Gets it across here. Casterton now. I think it looks like Matty Lardner. Lardner goes deep down towards where over the back is Andrew Sims. Gets the ball off. Oh, beautiful done by Sims. Spins out of traffic where no one's there. It's Tuts, Fiddler. Cross to Beams. Cross to Cameron Spencer. They've got good work here, though, by Scotty Gould. Gee, he's been good, Jim, isn't he?
They're hitting a brick wall across our back, aren't they?
He's a big boy, Scotty Gould, and very athletic, isn't he? Comes down the centre corridor looking for Forster, and Forster leads out beautifully. Gets the ball inside to Molly Patzel. Running off Rioli. Good kick. That is a precision kick, Jim.
They are being cut up now. They're playing one short, the Catters, and they are in a bit of trouble. Michael Edwards received from Molly Patzel. Willie, where were you on Patzel? That was far too easy, and Michael Edwards from well inside 50. It's good. It's good, David. It's there. Another goal to the Demons, and they race along to 8-1. The Cats are 6 goals, 5.
Good work there by South. Their skill level was very good. They got the ball forward and moved it very well. But as you said earlier on, Jim, 17 men down to 17 men for 15 or 20 minutes is quite substantial as South Gambier make their first change. Benny Anderson's coming off now. They're bringing Paul Mullen back. 49 South Gambier to 41. 8 points leading South Gambier are at this stage. Umpire Logan bounced the ball beautifully. Ryan and it's Sims, I'm sorry, in on the ball now. Well done. Across to Mullen. Boucher, the forward pocket goal sneak. Fumbles at the crucial time, Jim. That was a bad mistake there by Boucher. He should have picked that up. Comes out to South. Scotty Gould gets it across here. South, it's right in front of there, but Casterton turn it over. Well done there by player number 39 in Andrew Cameron. And a good mark right in the middle of the ground by Heath Sims.
Give away 50, Gary Black.
Heath Sims has been very good on Gary Black.
Yep.
Scotty Gould
kicks the ball a mile, thumping David.
Down in towards where Ryan's down there over the back. Oh, Boucher's spilled it again, Jim.
Gee.
That's 2 mistakes he's made in a row. Not one grab, and they're crucial in finals,
He picks
Jim.
both up their goals.
That's exactly right, Jim, and they're 2 crucial points, and don't worry, poor old Kevin knows it. He thumps the
when
ground
you're a permanent forward pocket and there to kick goals, you can't afford to do that.
Just bad luck, just overrun the ball, bit of nerves most probably. Well done by Ryan, punches the ball down, it comes down towards us. I think it was Sims now on the ball, comes out, booms. He's had a pretty good quarter, wobbles the ball along, but there's that loose man again, Jim, if they're not careful. Gary Black kicks it off, but by gee, that extra man is really hurting him now, Jim, isn't it? Comes across here, Casterton should raffle it. Oh, the ball's in dispute. Good tackle, very good tackle by Casterton. Comes out to Andrew Sims, he thumps the ball in long. Here's Michael Edwards. Just playing in front, Jim, aren't they, South Gambier? And that gap across the middle of the ground there, where they've got the extra players, unfortunately, is really hurting the Cats as South Gambier make a change now, and Kevin Boucher comes off.
Well, he had to, I think. He's had a bad one, Kev. Unlike him, Michael Edwards, the kick second in a row off the boot. Mick Ryan loves it and claps it through. And very interestingly, Mick Ryan spending time because the Demons are so much in control at the moment. He's resting in the forward line.
Daniel Stratford comes on for his first run. And they've pushed Michael Edwards forward now as a crumbing forward pocket player.
9-1, 6-5 at 6-5-41 the Cats, 9-1, 55 the Demons. And the Cats have got to do some work to... to really hold off the Demons now, and it's number 17 coming back on, Shane Foster, who was sent off, I think, for the infringement, David.
No, it's his first run. Munro was the player sent off.
He's still off. I'm corrected there. Thanks, David. They're still 1 down, and they work it out the centre again, the Demons. Mullen towards Foster. Beams in front. Almost did well, the big fella. Forster's after him, and boy, you'd better move quick when Nick takes off after you. They'll work it out of the fence, the Cats, or will they? They hang on a little long. They are under pressure. Mullen again. How many kicks has he had? He works inside on the right. Chips away towards centre half forward. No one there. Flanders does well. The hand pass to no one under pressure. Mick Ryan can't run them down. Free kick will go to the Cats and get them out of trouble.
Good work by Kameen. Good work by Kameen there, Jim. Get yourself under. Here's young Richard Gill, who's coming back from injury. Kicks in towards centre half forward. Oh, good mark.
Scotty Gould.
Gee, he's been a sensation at centre half back, Jim. Here's this loose man again, Jim, if Stringer can get across there.
Doesn't have, yes, he does. He let Gary Black get through. Good tackle on Black. Why wasn't that holding the ball? Umpire, if you don't mind. The kick from Flanders on that southern goal will be touched on the line, or will it? It will. I think it's hit the post. Or is it a goal? It's gone through. Gone through for a goal. David Chad couldn't get a fist on it. But why wasn't that holding the ball?
Oh, but you got to remember who the umpire is, Jim, and I'll
Wayne
say no
Glynn
more.
asked the question too off the camera.
I agree totally. In the first, Jim, that's the thing. I don't mind umpires paying free kicks in the first quarter, but why change in the second or third quarter? If you set the pattern early, make it. He pinged one early in the first 2 or 3 minutes when a bloke only had hold it for 30 seconds.
7-5-47, 9-1-55. The Cats hit back, advance at a park. Darren Sims in the ruck, comes to ground. Mullen gives the feed off. Bit too slick that time. Here's the chance for the Catters to go forward. Flanders again. Geez, had some touches. Kicks in towards half forward. Punch from behind is good. Comes wide this time for Collard. Collard went back looking that time for Flanders again. They'll get out of it, the Cats, around the corner, back towards Collard, and he'll mark just inside 50.
I tell you what,
very acute angle.
Collard's carving David Chant up at the minute, Jim. I think that Peter Sims will seriously have to look at that because Collard's certainly the player that's keeping Casterton in this game.
Adrian Myers run the length of the ground to get to the goal square, and Big Mick Ryan has lumbered after him. The kick from Collard, left forward pocket is high, will hold in the breeze. The fists are wanted in defence, they get plenty of them. The ground, Chant, hand pass wide was a Chant, might have been Sims, goes out wide. A kick over the shoulder for the Cats, that looks almost okay. Scotty Gill got a fist to it, and they'll push it through. Will they push it through for a point? They do now. The kick coming from number 16, Jason Kameen's already got one goal. Tony Lithgow been quite, I haven't noticed him much, David.
No, not in this quarter, Jim, although in all fairness, the ball hasn't been down there most probably. But
he doesn't need many opportunities.
I tell you what, this Casterton side now with 17 men, by gee, if they stepped up, Jim.
7-6, 9-1 the scoreline, Kameen. No, he doesn't mark. Comes to ground, a chance that time for it was Lardner, but he's gone without it. Paul Mullen with the hamstring problem, got a kick. Geez, moving very properly, didn't look clean to me. And the ball will be thrown in just forward of the wing for the Demons.
Right in front of the commentary position here now with South Gambier leading by 7 points at this stage. We're about the 15-minute mark of the second quarter. Ball thrown in. Up there is Lardner, as Flanders. Gee, he's been good, Jim, hasn't he, Flanders? He's close to the best man on the ground, I reckon, Jim. His mobility is really, and around the ground has been sensational. Him and Collard have just been great up at this part of the game.
Working hard, Mark Flanders against Mick Ryan, the big number 13 for the Demons.
Justin Munro's back on, so they've got 18 players back on again now, Jim.
18 on 18, but the damage allowed South to get back in the game and have a slight lead as we go to the 15-minute mark of this, the second quarter. Casterton try and run it out. Paul Mullen's besieged. Gee, didn't want that too badly either. Comes to ground. Carlin's wrapped up by Mullen. Players going in hard. That time it was chance set to Clayton, was it? No, it comes to ground. In fact, it was number 19, Adam Salmon for South. Paul Mullen sees it over the line. We'll have a throw in just forward of the wing on the grandstand side for the Demons, who currently lead at 55 to 48. It's a 7-point lead to the Demons. From the ruck, Mick Ryan got the left hand to it. Stratford went without it. Mullen tried. Clayton, a quick kick, but it goes nowhere. Running on is Tim Stringer, the youngster to Salmon. The kick forward, underneath it was Stratford. Not paid, he's wrapped up in the tackle. Good decision by umpire Logan that time. And we'll have a bounce just inside 50 on the left half forward flank for the Demons, who lead it, as we said, by 7 points. 48 to 55, 7-6 to 9-1. 10 scoring shots to 13, the D's in front.
Casterton have really worked well to get back into the game now. Flanders and Ryan. Ryan grabs it out of the air, gets it over the top to Stratford. Stratford coming on for his first run, gets it out in the passage. Oh, well done by Foster. Foster gets across Michael Sims, turns on a corner, kicks a magnificent goal. That is something you will see very rare in this wonderful game of ours.
He was
that
off
young
balance.
kid. You got to remember, has come back from a major knee reconstruction, and no wonder they call him Magic. He is a sensational little player, Michael Sims, and he's just done what Collard done the other end for Casterton. Great goal, young Michael Sims. Very, very good indeed.
Excellent kick, 10-1-61 to the Casterton Cats, 7-6-48. The Demons now lead it by 13 points. Kicking accurately are the D's. Michael Sims, wow, put that one down in your classic goals. Comes wide from the bounce. Heat Sims goes in hard. There's Sims everywhere. Patchell tried to support him. Free kick will be play on. Willie Rioli gets a rare touch, runs inside 50, goes for that southern goal and has missed to the right. Missed to the right. 1 point only. Thank you.
Good move by
Willie
Casterton.
hasn't done a lot, and perhaps that would have lifted him too had he kicked that one. Beautiful kick, but it just stayed right. And one the Cats wanted. They're 7-7. The Demons at 10-1. Jacobs brings it long. He's looking for Sims or Gould. Good tap on by Sims to the running Salmon. He has plenty of space now. One bounce, kicks on the wobbly left foot towards half forward. Sims is under it. Michael this time. And Spencer, you need to tighten up.
By gee, it's a beautiful kick by Corey Jacobs, Jim. That must have went...
What about the knock on?
Yeah, but it must have
Was
went
that a set play, Salmon coming around the back of the pack? Excuse me, I'd get a kick in this team. Thank you very much, Darren Sims to Adam Salmon. Michael Sims kicks from inside 50. Magnificent kick off the boot, but it will fade left. Through for 1 point only. 7-7-49 the Cats. The South Gambier Demons at 10-2-62.
It's a great game of footy this, Jim. Two fantastic sides.
In front
really
of a huge crowd, David Advance at the park.
Absolutely sensational. I think you can get... I think the huddle was an all-time record. 2,000 people around the Casterton huddle, Jim, wasn't there?
And they're all giving instructions to Timmy Chatfield. He didn't have to say a thing.
Good move here by Casterton. Comes out through Munro now. Brings it out wide. Stringers underneath it. Stands his ground. I lose his footing. No, this is Cameron here. Jared Rooke, the centre half forward, comes back onto his right foot. places it in beautiful to Richard Gill, Corey Jacobs over the top. South Gambier front and square, Jim. By gee, they do that well, don't they? Comes inside now, Mick Ryan, lumbering after, goes over the tack. Michael Edwards has got onto his right boot. Well done by young Gary Black there. That was sensational play.
Peter Jarrett, good support.
Yeah, Michael Sims underneath the ball. The ball's come through. The South Gambier players throw themselves at the deck, as does the Casterton boys, and that is a fantastic contest out there. All those boys at that footy there, we take your hat off to you. That's a very, very good effort. All had eyes for the ball only. Boundary umpire to throw it back in. Deep in South Gambier's forward thrust. Umpire brings it back in. Ryan, Flanders. There's Jim, they've been at it a fair bit. Sims again, he breaks through the pack, steps through as though there's no one there, Jim, and kicks a goal.
Great goal. How good is this kid, David Case?
How good is
you've
that?
been saving him from me. Goodness me, I'll go into raptures. What a beautiful bit of play.
Two wonderful goals, Jim. Absolutely fantastic, that young kid, when you considered that over 12 months ago he had a major reconstruction to his knee, and he's come back and kicked two of the best goals you'll see in the last 2 or 3 minutes.
The Cats are 7-7-49. The Demons are 11-2-68. It's a 19-point lead to the Demons, the reigning champs, and we're at the 20-minute mark of the second quarter. You're watching KTV's coverage of the 99 Grand Final. Spencer off. Had to come. Number 3 coming on for the Cats.
Jason Harvey.
Willie Rioli gets an important kick to no one, to Heath Sims. Willie, he doesn't play for you. Have a look at this. The boy sitting under it, Jason Harvey, just on the ground, alone and unattended, to Tony Lithgow, who's had a quieter second quarter. Lithgow barking instructions, kicks in short this time, and well placed that time nicely to Richard Gill.
Casterton need a goal here, Jim.
Big kick from Gill. He sets it up. Forwards wanted. Where are you, Chatfield? Where are you, Glinny? You're there, and you take the mark. Captain, coach, you need to contest more than that one. And the Demons will run it out. Glenn to Jacobs. The steadying kick. Gee, they kick the ball beautifully, don't they? Look at this. 2-on-1, and they battle each other. Doesn't matter. Molly Patzel tidies up. Kicks on the left foot to the running Forster. Centimetre perfect to Mickey. And Nicky Forster, and Nicky's got it. He's well outside 50. Bit beyond his range, even with the breeze for Nick Forster. Gives it a big ride to that northern goal. Mick Ryan sets up. Behind the pack again was Michael Sims, and number 3, Jason Harvey, nearly had a heart attack. It was going to go to Sims again, but Harvey did well in the end. They forced it through for a behind. 11 goals 3 to 7 goals 7. The Demons have the Cats under siege.
Kick in here, a short kick into Lithgow. Lithgow now, just only about 10 or 15 metres out now, looking for a play, but South Gambier have manned up pretty well. Lithgow goes wide out here now to Flanders, Jim, and by gee, this kid's had some kicks.
Yeah, but he's not getting them in the crunches, though, David, at the minute, is he?
Casterton come in, Beams and Black nearly spoil each other, but Beams has got the ball. They're still inside of 50. Beams goes wide, but it kicks off the side of the boot. Poor kick by Beams off one step, and Michael Edwards now has just taken the mark on his own. Edwards now will drive inside of 50. Up towards Ryan. Clayton over the top. Here's Michael Mullen. Oh, the player went at the Casterton player.
Mullen.
Yeah, the Casterton player went in at the head, Jim, and didn't really go at the body.
Well, if you got your body over the ball, you deserve to be protected. And you give that umpire a compliment, and you give it now, please.
Darryl Logan, I do say that that's one of the good decisions you've made today, that definitely Mullen had his head down over it, and the player caught him over the top of the head. Mullen now, 25 metres out. Will come in now. Kicks it up, pops it up. I think he might have hooked it though, Jim.
He doesn't like it off the deck.
Mick Ryan hasn't clapped it through, so the result is only 1 point. And South Gambier now move along to 11 goals 4, leading Casterton 7 goals 7.
Kicking the last couple of kicks for goal. Well, the points that they've rushed through have kept Casterton in, haven't they? That one from Mick obviously was an easier one than the rush ones, but Michael Mullen could have really made it tough for the Cats as we close in on over the 20-minute mark. 22 minutes now. Kick in by the Cats towards centre half forward. Up going high. Collard is way down the ground. This is the youngster on, and Harvey. Harvey left foot kick goes towards that scoreboard side. They want the runners out here. Timmy Stringer went without it. Gary Black's been a good player but hasn't got a right foot. Willie Rioli needs to lift and does it nicely this time. A sweeping hand pass to Flanders, doesn't find the mark, but he's got time. He's closed down by Michael Edwards that time, but they'll pick it up and get out of trouble through number 25, who is, of course, Darren Carlin. The kick goes high onto the forward line, and Demons are happy to see it out of bounds. Left half forward flank for the Casterton Cats, and a change being made by the Cats.
Andrew Sims just couldn't get his hand on it, as I see now young, I reckon Cameron's coming back on, and looks like as though that might be young Rooks coming off, Jim.
Yeah, Spencer came off, in fact, before, wasn't it? So Cameron's are getting a run again now. Here's Timmy Stringer, got it to Molly Patzer, who's been very good. They chopped off that time by Gary Black, who's doing just as good. The left foot is high and not very handsome. Punch from Glenn, he set up Chatfield. Gould is besieged by Gill, which was a very good tackle. To ground it goes, we'll have another throw in. This time in the left forward pocket for the Cats as they tried desperately to work the ball forward. Trailing by 21 points in the grand final of 99. Remember, they'll come in with the fresher legs, if that means anything in footy these days, because they went straight through from the second semi. Demons with the breeze, worth a couple of goals at their back. Coming in on half-time, and the Cats would love to get a goal just now, but the South defence is very mean. In they go hard, kicked out of the ground by Foster, picked up and snapped over his shoulder. That time it might be a goal. That looks all right to me. Chatfield got it, number 22, the captain coach, when they needed one, puts one on the board for the Cats, and boy, oh boy, in the context of this game, did they need that one.
That's his second goal too, Jim. Chatfield, very good goal too, Jim. Read the ball beautifully off the pack and snapped truly.
8-7-55, 11-4, 70, the Demons.
Worked very hard, Casterton, then, Jim, didn't they? They were in and under and really did work very hard to get the ball forward like that, and just worked hard at the crunches.
15 points. It is the Demons in front. Sims got the ruck hit out. Mullen got another tap, but to no one. Gary Black's had some very important touches in this quarter. Kicks in short, unfortunately, and the Cats have tended to do that a bit. Tapped out very cleverly. Mullen actually made a mistake. I can't believe it. Collard is back on the ball on the wing and hooks it back towards half forward. Sitting under it, Flanders was at that time. They couldn't take the mark. Come over the top of him was the South defence, but a free kick to Flanders. Couldn't pick up why, but he took it and kicked it in towards that inside 50. In front that time was Corey Jacobs to ground. The Cats have got a loose man. Richard Gill, the kick is run down. It comes loose this time. Catters do something with this. The hand passes towards the Chatfield. Cut off by Gill when maybe a kick on goal would have been better for the Cats. Kicking back into a litter of Cats back here, but a free kick will be given away by Daniel Stratford, and maybe he just slowed it down because the Cats will go forward from the kick from Carlin. The hand pass is wide that time to Nathan Fiddler. Fiddler kicks towards half forward. Not a very good kick from Fiddler, but Tony Lithgow tidies up for him and makes it look good. Tony Lithgow, the champ, the veteran, the medalist from years back in the Western Border, former premiership player, kicks back towards that full forward line. Paul Mullen stretched but couldn't get it. Tapped down by the Cats. Collard's got a chance to tap on the Flanders. Flanders had plenty of the footy. Mullen runs him down this time though towards the boundary line. Carlin has been aggressive and hard at the footy. He'll beat him this time over the boundary line. We'll have a throw in just down from the wing, favouring the Cats slightly into attack on this, the grandstand side.
By gee, the Casterton side have lifted their rate in the last 5 or 6 minutes, Jim. They're really having a red hot dip now because they know this is crunch time from now. If they can go in now and perhaps get another goal, they've got a big chance with the coming with a breeze in the third quarter.
Big leap, Flanders, big knock. Flanders went to ground. Fiddler, the hand pass went nowhere over the boundary line. Good defensive stuff by the Demons.
By gee, Flanders has certainly stepped up too in the last 5 or 6 minutes too, Jim, getting his hand to the ball on a regular occasion.
One of the things Peter Sims has done has been able to rest Mick Ryan in the forward line, saving the energy of the big man. Darren Sims is now doing the rucking. The luxury the South have with depth, with Darren Sims coming back from Queensland halfway through the season.
Collard must be on the ball too, Jim. I think you did call that earlier on too.
Mullen, long kick. Forster in front. Punch from behind's good. Edwards has got the run at it. Here come the Cat defence. They go very, very hard indeed. Beautiful pick up that time by Rooke. Rooke tries to work it out, and he does work it out very nicely to Matty Lardner. Lardner kicks it in short, and Chatfield's got it in front of Glynn, but he's way out. He's 70 metres from goal, is Timmy Chatfield as he gets onto the kick in towards half forward. Good lead by Collard. One-handed mark in front of
You talk about Michael Sims. Talk about this boy too, Jim. We spoke earlier what a champion he is. I tell you what, he's sensational.
Needs to kick this from there.
This is the sort of goal he can kick, Jim, because he's
kicking from 40.
He's an out-and-out star, Collard. Don't you worry about that. You talk about Michael Sims, we'll talk about this boy in the same breath.
Adrian Collard already has kicked 2 goals. He won't add to that with this kick. It's in front. In front, Scotty Gould almost took a mark. Paul Mullen back in defence is doing well since he's come back on. Players fall on top of it. Willie Rioli, clever touch. Was that Gary Black again who got the kick into a forward line? Casterton mark. Luck's a fortune. Munro might have got foot the ball.
And Munro. Justin Munro, Jim.
Well, the boy was sent off and they're playing one short, has got it.
Needs to make amends and kick this goal now.
Justin Munro. Sent from the ground. Back on and redeems himself somewhat with this kick he does nicely off the boot. Is that a goal or is it a behind? It's a goal. Justin Munro likes it. Gee, it was an interesting angle from here, but the goal umpire is much closer, David. Don't look at me like that. I didn't make the call. We've had a couple of calls for the Cats now that have gone their way that have looked a little bit suspicious, but nevertheless, it's on the scoreboard, folks, and that's all that counts. 9-7-61. The Cats are fighting back. 9-7-61. The South Gambier Demons 11-4-70. A 9-point ball game as we close on half-time on the grand final of 99. You're watching on KTV. Back in the centre, Darren Sims down. Michael Edwards has got it. The Demons want one before half-time. Here's Michael Sims, not paid. Yes, he has paid it.
Late decision.
Yeah, he probably had enough. We're not going to pay 50. That would have been totally unjust because the call was late.
Very late, Jim. Very late indeed.
I don't know. I'd like to see, we don't have the luxury of a replay just at the minute, but I think it might be replayed a few times, particularly by the Cat fans in the coming years. But Michael Sims is within range, folks. He's a beautiful kick of the footy. He'll kick from just outside 50. The magic kick right to the goal line. Ryan went high. Good mark in defence, Lithgow. Tony Lithgow might be having a bit of a run on the ball. Chips up high. That's dangerous, but they'll get away with it. Beams covered up and took a good mark. They feed it off nicely, the Cats, and they race it from half-back. Good defensive punch that time by Ben Anderson. Back on the ground, finds the safety of the boundary line, and we may go to half-time with the Demons having a 9-point lead. There's still time. A goal before half-time, either way significant. Both would love it. The Cats that cut the margin to 3 points, the Demons to extend to 15, and that would be handy at half-time. Darren Sims went high. Paul Mullen, went without it. Mullen not having a good one. Molly Patch will try to get a Willie Rioli, cut it off. They force it backwards. That time the D's for the boundary line goes Lithgow. That's good experience stuff. He'll tie it up. 9 points the margin on half-time at the 99 Grand Final at Vansittart Park in front of a very big Western Border League crowd.
Looks a little bit short of match practice, doesn't he, Paul Mullen?
Yeah, not confident with the hamstrings either,
definitely
David. They've worried him all season. Sims, fist, over half forward. Michael Sims tries to run on. Michael Edwards went without him. The Cats can turn it over and get into attack, and they will. Through the agency of Fiddler. Fiddler towards half forward. Crunch time now. Siren saves the D's. And they'll go to half-time with a 9-point lead in the 99 Grand Final. The Cats are 9-7-61. The Demons are 11-4-70. We are about to get underway in the second half of the 99 Grand Final in the Western Border from Vansittart Park here in Mount Gambier. KTV bringing you this production. And umpire Kevin Farley about to get us underway with the Demons going right of screen into a slight breeze, leading by 9 points. The Cats played with one short for most of the second quarter. The Demons got out to a pretty handy lead at one stage. The Cats have got it back to 9 points. It's anyone's ball game, the premiership game of 1999. Kevin Farley about to get us underway. It'll be the two ruckmen, Ryan and Flanders, to go head-to-head at the centre bounce. Flanders and Ryan, no one really got anything on that one. Number 19 working well was Peter Gerrard for the Cats, but it's worked forward by Benny Anderson. Clever hand pass. The Demons running through centre half for Michael Mullen. It's 2-0 back there, and they'll mark the ball in defence. Number 7 for the Cats.
Adrian
Meyer. He kicks it long back towards the half-back line. Paul Mullen gets hands on ball, and Paul Mullen, who are pretty dirty first half, we know he's come off the bench a couple of times, coming back through the seniors from injury, and he kicks in short and finds, lurking through there very nicely, Molly Batts. Or who's your man, Willie Rioli, I reckon?
Willie was standing the mark though, Jim.
Was he? And not good support that time from his Cats teammates, and this will be a chance on goal into the breeze to start the second half.
One very interesting point, Jim. Casterton have isolated Collard. He's the only player inside 50 metres. They've isolated him one-on-one, and South have put Nick Clayton back on him and taken David Chant from the ground, who I believe is injured.
Defensive mark by Mark Flanders, who David Case was a big rap for in that first half. Hard against him, Michael Sims, who kicked a couple of miraculous goals. Flanders chips in short, looks dangerous, but they get away with it. Andrew Cameron from the back pocket kicks it back towards the wing, but in front, big mark, Benny Anderson, who I commented on to David at half-time, had been reasonably quiet. Anderson, right footer. Big kick into the breeze, up about 40 metres from goal. Pack flies, comes to ground. They'll tie it up to the Cats, and that's good defensive stuff. The Demons by 9 points. No addition to the score. The Cats have the breeze. They'll need to do the most of the attacking, you would think. Have a lead at three-quarter time to hold off the Demons in the last quarter. Or will the fresher legs of the Cats not mean that? Will they be able to run it out and leave the Demons in their wake? Goal coming up to Balchanot. Free kick picked out from the ruck infringement against Darren Sims, and it will go to Adrian Meyer. Adrian Meyer from the back line, kicking towards the outer wing, scoreboard side. From behind, big leap, Michael Sims. Thank you very much.
He's good, this kid, Jim. He's sensational.
Couple of big goals and a big fly then by Sims as he wobbles one back to half forward. Get under that and mark it, he says to the forwards. Comes to ground. Clever hand pass out that time by Matthew Lardner. They work it in short this time, the Cats. I think it's Carlin with the ball. He'll kick it back into towards the centre where he's supposed to be playing. Good spoil, Ryan, but well picked up by Flanders, who's had a big game. Kicks it back towards half forward line now. Players running on after there is Lithgow. Lithgow's got plenty of speed. Cooks back from that forward pocket, but gee, that was optimistic, Tony, from there.
I tell you what too, Jim, if I was Craig Breams, I would be screaming at Lithgow over that.
Didn't have a lot of time, David.
Oh, he still could have centred the ball back in though, Jim. Breams was 35 metres out on his own in front. Still and all though, we're sitting up here, and why would you question a player of Lithgow's ability?
Jacobs, Corey brings it in long back towards that half-forward line. It comes short for the Demons. They try to work it forward. The Cats now, the hand pass going nowhere. Getting back in there, that time was Andrew Sims. Comes to the boundary line. They stacks on the middle. Free kick picked out by umpire Farley, and Timmy Stringer looks like he'll take the free kick. The youngster, still under 18. Timmy Stringer from the left back pocket, kicks it long towards that wing position. Mark Flanders gets up high, not paid to Flanders, must have been touched. Sims got a hand pass to Mullen. Mullen under pressure, got it out towards Edwards. Edwards got a hand pass out. They run onto it here through Paul Mullen. Shepherds nicely. The Demons try and work something through the centre. Michael Mullen's taken high. Play on, says the umpire. Letting it go now. Back in the direction of Sims. Michael Sims has taken out beautiful hip and shoulder, but it's too high that time, and they set him up with a big hip and shoulder on Michael Sims. He'll be okay. Tough as nails, as Michael Sims.
Tell you what, Jim, that copped him very heavily head high.
He did. Taken the wind out of him a bit, stunned him, but he's getting up, and that's the thing that Coach Peter Sims wants to see. Michael Sims. Good, in a sense, it was a good bump by the captain.
Yeah, sure.
Had to take him out.
Of course it
was.
But
took him high. Worth the risk. Gave away the free kick. And if it slows Michael down a bit, I guess the Casterton side say, well, it was worth the free kick. And a difficult one. He just dipped the shoulder. There was nothing vicious in it. And Sims kicks back towards half forward now. Forster's underneath it, and that's all he needs.
He's a big, strong man, isn't he?
He's a strong man, and Nick Forster will kick from outside 50. Too far even for him. Gives it a good ride. He'll pull up 20 metres short of goal. Look out, the Cats defend well. Rioli, first touch, needs to get the second and does. Taps it cleverly to Flanders. Flanders playing an interesting game as a ruckman, receiving a lot of balls on the side. They work it beautifully through the centre to the Cats. Chatfield went high. It's all Demons back here, thank you. Andrew Sims, wild hand pass. Timmy Stringer makes him look good by tidying up, and they work it through the centre very nicely, the Demons, and that's what they've done for so long this decade. Nick Forster marks again, gives away a free kick.
Oh, you're joking.
Free kick to Andrew Cameron. And
I thought
Forster,
he must have had hold of him, Jim.
He's a lot closer than we are, David. Cameron kicks it back to the wing. Good spoil by the D's. Michael Mullen, is it you? Yes, it is. He kicks it back towards the centre. Up and under. Sitting under a good mark. Number 8 for the Cats is Nathan Fiddler. Fiddler plays on long towards Lithgow, and Collard have got the run. Lithgow got away that time from his immediate opponent. And I think it might have been, in fact, Andrew Sims, and he's done that well, Tony Lithgow, and needs to make amends for the shot he missed early in the quarter. Bit of a lacklustre start to this second half, and the Cats would be welcoming this first real attack on goal from Tony Lithgow, the veteran.
He's a good player to have the ball.
Yes, you wouldn't want too many more, would you?
No.
Lithgow from the right forward pocket, kicks high, wind behind him, looks okay to me. That's not a bad kick from Lithgow. That is just offline and through for 1 point. First score, 9-8-62 the Cats, 11-4-70 the Demons by 8 points.
I think Adrian Collard tried to con him a bit there, Jim. I think that was the whole idea of it. But it's certainly a good kick by Lithgow.
No, Adrian wouldn't do that. Kick out by Corey Jacobs, straight down the middle. Favours the catch. Scotty Gould got up and took a very, very good mark. Perhaps he took it out of the hands at the time of the Casterton opponent. Got away with it. Gould kicks towards the wing. Knocked away from Mullen. Running on Molly Patzel. Beautiful vision to Heath Sims, who couldn't take it. He'll finally get a second chance. Hims back to Mullen. Mullen's a goal kicker, but he'll feed to Nick Forster. Forster this way, that away. Straightens the big fella on the right foot. Kicks it into the pocket. And a mark taken down there by Michael Sims, who's recovered from that fairly heavy bump. And Michael Sims a chance to kick the first goal, as Tony Lithgow did at the other end. A chance to kick the first goal of the second half.
Both these teams, Jim, both Casterton and South, very good at having players running from the side, always having a player on the outside of the pack, as Michael Sims kicks a very, very good goal for South.
Third
Gambier.
goal to Sims. Kicked 2 in the second quarter. That's his first of the third. First of the half, in fact, for either side. 12-4 on the scoreboard. 12 goals for 76 the D's. The Cats are 9-8, 62 the margin out to 14 points.
They work the ball well, both very clever football sides, these two. Very, very, very good to watch, both sides.
The isolation of Collard in the forward line down there, of course, David, a good tactic that comes off, but, gee, they bring a lot of the defenders up the ground when they do that, and South are noted for their run out of the fence. Well, worth a risk by Timmy Chatfield and his selection crew. Here's a chance. Rioli towards Collard. In front, Clayton. It was a push on him, and it's been paid.
Oh.
No, it's not paid. The mark's been paid to Collard. Interesting call from Kevin Farley. Gee, I thought he signalled the push out then.
What do you think, Jim?
Well, he's a lot closer than I am.
Yeah, of course he is.
We signalled the push. I didn't actually see it.
No,
I was watching
he paid the mark. He paid
the mark. Yeah, I thought he was paying the push. But Collard certainly took the mark, and it was paid to him. Kicks for goal. Good off the boot. Adrian Collard, very neatly done. Kicks his third.
You can obviously see what Casterton are doing, Jim. Just getting the ball and kicking it down there to one-on-one, and there won't be too many players that can stop him.
Is Nick Clayton the man?
I think he's the best at this stage. Just give the boy a chance. And you got Collard one end and Michael Sims the other end. What two exciting players.
Both kicked 3 goals and both keeping their teams alive and well in the 99 grand final. We approach the 10-minute mark of the third. Casterton at 10-8-68. The Demons at 12-4-76. What a contest we have. Premiership game 99 on the Western Border. Bounce again. Ryan and Flanders. Flanders had a lot of touches in this half. He played very well in the first half. Kicked out. Here come the Cats again. Look out. Lithgow about to run onto the football. Chatfield beats him to it. Wheels inside on the right. Hooks it back towards goal. Collard, where are you? Clayton goes hard. Lithgow's got a mark. No, he hasn't. Kick from the pack will go through for a point by Collard. Gee, I thought Tony Lithgow almost marked that.
I tell you what, Lithgow and Collard are going to cause Peter Sims some huge headaches before this game's all over. Those two players are just very, very fleet-footed. And they're going to worry Andrew Sims and Nick Clayton, respectively, their two direct opponents.
Corey Jacobs to bring it back. 10-9, 69 the Cats. 12-4, 76 the Demons. Jacobs over the defensive 50. Big mark, Beams. Gould had his name on it. Beams from the side to Flanders. Flanders is forced to kick wide. That's the defensive side for the Cats. They don't want it there. Kick back by Anderson. This is where they do want it with Gary Black in the centre. He'll try and work through, and he does work through Scotty Gould and Willie Rioli. Rioli comes inside. That time Patzel taken high. Willie plays on, as he's allowed to do. Hooks it in the direction of Flanders, and he's found him. Flanders runs on, could kick a vital goal, and he misses.
Gee, Jim, Casterton have got plenty of loose players. South look not, I wouldn't use the word rattled, but they just look flustered a bit at this stage. Casterton is certainly hurting them.
And just some news for you, David, in case you're interested, that the netball final has been completed in the A grade. The winner was West Gambier by 1.
West Gambier defeating North Gambier.
By 1 in the netball.
Gee, that's a sensational effort by the West Gambier girls, and a damn good effort.
Corey Jacobs to bring it back in. Well, when netball's decided, we've got West Gambier winning by 1. Corey Jacobs, long kick towards the defensive side of the ground. He's not coming this side anymore after that. Flanders again, Mark.
I tell you what.
in short, and the Cats can do no wrong early except convert.
Gee, I tell you what, Flanders is hurting Big Mick at the moment, isn't he? He's running him around, and his mobility's really causing some problems in that midfield.
Now, who's kicking from out here? He'll kick in short anyway. It doesn't matter. The mark to Jason Kameen, who's already got a goal on the board. Jason Kameen drifting down from the back line. So he can certainly kick this. Distance won't be a problem for Jason. What he needs is the accuracy. Jason Kameen lets one fly on that northern goal. It's pretty good. Or is it?
Certainly is.
It is. Jason Kameen gets his second and narrows the gap significantly now. 11 goals, 10.76. In fact, it's level. Can't get any closer. The Cats 11.10.76. The Demons 12.4.76.
That's good work by Jason Kameen. He's kicked 2 goals by pushing forward, running down the ground off the either the half-back flank or centre wing area there. And that's, I think it's a half-back flank. Just moved down and South didn't bother to pick him up. Kevin Farley now. All locked up, Ryan and Flanders. It comes out to Ryan. Michael Edwards on the end, kicks a screw punt in. Darren's, the ball comes down to Forster, but they have no one at the base of the pack. 2 big blokes down there, Forster and Sims, but Rioli comes out with it. But umpire Farley will bounce the ball. But I think South needs some crummers, Jim. They haven't got enough. Definitely haven't got enough out of Boucher.
Well, Kevin Boucher had a shocker, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Paul Mullins tried to lift in this quarter, but he hasn't played well, and so they're lacking, apart from Michael Sims down there.
They just haven't got any runners at the
Here's the man in question. Sims got it turned over. Good tackle on him. Cats should work it out of the fence, and they do with time. Carlin.
Here's Flanders again.
The centre, Flanders. Shutting him down as Heath Sims, but he'll get the kick away. Wobbles at the half forward. Lift goes in front. He's got good hands. Will he get a free kick? He won't. He's quick to recover. Good play. Glyn read it well. Hand pass nicely to Ben. That time number 9 in Andrew Sims. Kicks to half forward. No one there for the Demons. Gee, they're breaking down there suddenly, the champs.
Yeah.
Goes forward to Gary Black. Gary Black will loop it inside that time. Did it well. Number 8 getting the kick. Nathan Fiddler. Back towards half forward. Big leap and went too early. Allowed the play on. Over the back. Lithgow should get this and kick a goal. He can't. Good defensive stuff. Nicky Clayton. Good on him. Collard kicks from nowhere. Timmy Stringer gets a hand on it, and it's through for a behind. The Cats by a point. 11-11-77. The Demons are 12-4-76.
Gee, they're working well now, Casterton's back line, and I tell you what, South needs some support on the base of the pack. Boucher's not giving them enough. Heath Sims dropped out of the game, and of course Michael Sims is the only one that's really given him any drive up there. Nick Ryan and Forster are certainly just too slow, Jim, in their forward half, and Flanders is really hurting him. Good work.
Play by Edwards. He's got it over to Anderson. That was clever stuff under pressure. The kicker eludes his teammate, though, and they'll turn it over. The Cats come back high towards centre half forward. Mullen underneath it. Big attempt that time by Jared Rourke. It comes to ground. Lithgow's clever. Chips to the pocket. Loose man in there. Couldn't mark it. Gee, that was costly for the Cats. They almost look set up then. Molly Patzel chips away nicely. Defensively done. And the mark is taken deep on that defensive line by, it may be Adam Salmon back there. Salmon runs out of the fence, kicks to that scoreboard side. Nick Forster up from behind to ground. Edwards tapped it to Mullen. Mullen, the sweeping handball is to whom? Himself. He goes after it this time, close to the boundary line. And umpire Wedding says, I will throw it in from the boundary, folks. With a 1-point lead to the Cats, they trailed at one stage by 14 points, and this the third. They've got back to a 1-point lead at the 15-minute mark, David.
Paul Mullen looks really slow, Jim, doesn't he? Just looks injured. He just got no mobility or no flexibility whatsoever. Ben Anderson comes clear. Oh, bad handball by Ben in board there. Comes back to Molly Patcher. Gee, he's working hard, Jim. Casterton locked the ball up. Beautiful. Look at Beams here in the middle of the field on himself. Munro kicks across here. But Glenn, Collard will do something sensational here. Clayton's got to hold his footing, and there's Beams. He stood there for 15 minutes on his own. Comes quickly across here to Gary Black. Well spoiled.
Oh, good spoil, Edwards, but they'll pick it up, run into an open goal, and miss.
Well done. That's a good effort by South Gambier.
Good grief.
Yeah, very good effort by South Gambier.
What was Beams thinking?
Yeah, he should have had a shot on goal.
He's 20 metres out, David.
Yeah. In a situation like this, why wouldn't you have a shot on goal?
And Glynn has been paid the mark, I believe. Gee, it didn't look to go 10, did it?
No.
Wayne Glynn, the veteran. Kicks towards the outer side. Big leap. Darren Sims to ground. The runners are wanted. Michael Mullins working overtime. It comes back to Lithgow. They've picked a lot of loose balls. Lithgow's caught on his left foot. Hooks to the goal square. And I think has just missed.
Just missed it.
Yeah, the reaction of Adrian Collard told that one. He wasn't overjoyed at all. Big crowd behind that northern goal, David.
Actually, it is absolutely packed, Jim. One of the biggest crowds I've seen at a grand final, I think. And you can attribute that. Particularly South Gambier and Casterton have absolutely huge followings, particularly Casterton.
Yes, 11-12, 12-4. And yet again, Corey Jacobs brings it back outside the defensive 50. Scotty Gill's got the sit and will mark. Now, what will hurt Casterton if South go forward and score, kick a goal far too easily, goes towards Forster. Good defensive stuff that time by the Cats.
They look very stagnant, South, in their forward line.
And I didn't pick that boy up, my apologies too. Kicks it out wide. This is Beams, who sinned earlier. Don't lose it. Thank you, Craig.
They got players running everywhere now, Casterton.
Kicks in short. The lead of Chatfield. The captain coach needs something. He works his way beautifully through too easily. Hooks it back to the goal square. Sitting underneath it, Darren Sims got a fist and he'll be happy with the point on that one. Gee, they're barraging that northern goal. And the young boy back there I didn't pick up, it took the good mark, Andrew Cameron. Sorry, Andrew, my apologies. It was well done on Nick Forster.
He's done a good job back there, Andrew Cameron.
And they turn it over from the kick in. Michael Edwards waited, and it is a Cats mark. Gary Black congratulating Jared Rooke.
Yeah, good
now
work
all
by
Rooke
the
has
young
to
kid.
do from 40 is kick straight and put it through to give the lead of 9 points to the Cats, and we're approaching the 17-minute mark of the third. They've got all the run, they've had all the play. They played the second quarter a man short, but the Cats are back in control. Kick is good.
Yeah, that's
kick
a great
is very
kick.
good.
That's a great kick.
Jared Rooke kicks a goal, and the Catters race away to a 9-point not victory yet. They certainly have a 9-point lead.
It's a good effort, Jim. Very good effort indeed. They've certainly thrown South, thrown a spanner into South's work, because South now have Darren Sims in the centre. They've got both Mick Ryan and Big Forster up there at centre half forward and full forward as Boucher comes off again and Daniel Stratford comes on. So really South Gambier's forward line are really hurting at ground level, Jim.
9 points to margin. David, yours.
Centre bounce. Flanders, who's been absolutely superb. Rioli spins into trouble. Played holding the ball against Rioli, because he tried to beat two players and stepped back into trouble. Molly Patchell's been good, Jim. Been very good. Patchell, they got no one to kick to, Jim. No one at all. Oh, Forster.
Except this man Forster, David.
Come from nowhere. But what's he got? Michael Edwards running into a space, Jim. Gets his hands to it. Craig Stratford onto the ground for the first time. Hooks the ball back in towards, I think Sims fell over on a good effort by Sims to get back up again and punch the ball forward. Yeah, they certainly need a few of their forwards to stand up, South, but Casterton at this stage have certainly grabbed the initiative, and with a 9-point lead and fresh legs, Jim, they wouldn't, South Gambier wouldn't want to let them get just too much further in front.
Oh, they've turned it over. No, not quite. Hit Sims couldn't control, but he'll get a kick back into attack for the Southerners. It comes short. Good try that time back there. Kameen did well. Tied it up nicely by number 12, Matty Lardner. They work it out of the fence. Very cool, the Cats. Gee, they're looking impressive in the third. We come towards the 20-minute mark. You'd want to have your money on Casterton the way they're travelling at the moment. Back towards the wing. Read beautifully by Jacobs. He'll be run down. Fortunately got a kick on it. The kick is in short, number 16. You've been wonderful today, Jason Kameen. Couple of goals from the half-back. Runs through the centre. Chips away to Richard Gill, who's had another good game. Inside he goes of Jacobs, works it well, kicks it long. We're wanting Collard, we're wanting Glenn. Collard in front, almost took it, picked up and beautifully read off the pack and kicked on that northern goal by the Cats, and I think they've got another one.
Jared Rooke.
Rooke again.
I tell you what, there's some danger signs out there for South Gambier at the moment, Jim.
Michael Sims might be coming off too, David. That's a big blow from that knock. He hasn't recovered fully.
They're just rotating their players around, trying to get someone on the ground up there who can kick a couple of goals.
Boucher back on, but he's not had a good day.
But they're certainly struggling with both Ryan and Forster covering the key positions, but by G. Casterton's midfield, their back line of Kameen, and that Kameen's been sensational, absolutely sensational.
4 goals to 1 in the third quarter. Sims got the hit, went without it, did Edwards. They turn it over the Cats, back to Corey Jacobs. Hooks on left foot, remembering the Cats still have the breeze, it's worth a couple. Towards that outer side in front of the scoreboard, here's this man Kameen. He boots it back towards half forward, stringer front position, does it well, doesn't time it in the end, comes to ground, tidies up nicely, that time does Andrew Sims. Back into the centre, good mark, Flanders.
How good's this man too, Jim?
Pick a best on the ground from here, David. You're guessing. Flanders, long kick in towards the attacking 50. Darren Sims went high. Glynn behind, read it best. And settles back to relieve the pressure. They wouldn't want another one against them, the Demons. They kick it wide. This is Adam Salmon, the on-baller. Been terrific for them. Boots it back towards grandstand wing. Scotty Gould, you need to go, and does. Beams beats him, follows up. Recovery is good. Finally can't get a handle. Gets a sweeping hand pass across the direction. He's run down that time was Lardner. Comes loose. Here's a chance. Heath Sims this way, that away. Beautifully away from the tackle. Kicks the ball towards Forster. Big leap by Big Nick. It goes to no good defence on him that time by Cameron. Comes to ground. Gary Black got a foot on it. Hooks it back towards the wing. Michael Edwards has got time. He wobbles one in towards centre half forward. forward. In front is Benny Anderson, and under
good
pressure
mark.
takes a very good
It's a
mark.
good mark by Benny Anderson.
On Kameen. Now, Benny can kick the ball a long way. He should attack the goal square. He does. He leans back on one and boots it long towards the square. Ryan is there. Went one-handed. Behind was Mullen. Mullen got a kick in midair. It will bounce through for a goal. Absolutely brilliant.
They needed something special there, Jim.
Paul Mullen has done nothing today, and just when they wanted him to perform a miracle from the tap on from Ryan, he does it. How important was the mark from Benny Anderson?
Oh, very important. Just a floating kick that came across the face of the pack. Benny took it, got it into Mick Ryan, who made a good contest. Paul Mullen was the back and just had enough legs to get it over the line.
Second goal for the quarter. The margin is back to 8 points. The Demons within striking distance. It is a 50-50 ball game. The arm wrestle continues. Advance to the park on KTV. Western Border League Grand Final 99. Darren Sims. Flanders got the hit. Salmon got the ball. He's tackled. Cats try and run it through. They've tried to work that all day through the centre. How vital are the breaks, and they get it away. This is Mullen again. Paul Mullen drives long. Look out. Here's Mick on the lead, and they're going to hurt Casterton as we close on the 25-minute mark, towards the 25-minute mark of this, the third.
Working hard at ground level there, the South boys in the middle of the pack.
Ryan not wasting much time, the big fella. Doesn't fancy himself kicking for goal. Leans on top of that one. That's going to drift way right. Look out in front. That's through for a point. Forster couldn't get to it. Good spoil from behind. 1 point only to Big Mick. 13-6, 13-13. The Cats lead it by now it's back to 7 points. 13-13, 13-6. They'd want another one, I reckon. The Cats going on three-quarter time. 2 would be terrific for them.
Kameem's come out wide now, Jim, looking for Flanders. Over the top.
Yep.
Michael Edwards here, Jim. Goes in short to Darren Sims, which is a good effort by Sims, made himself available. But by G, Flanders has covered some area, Jim. Sims goes across the ground, which
He's got 2 on 1 out here. Timmy Stringer should mark and does. Adam Salmon did enough just to protect him. Go, David.
Comes in now towards Mick Ryan, and Mick takes a... Oh, he's paid
the push.
Now, Jim, that was the same decision the other end with Collard earlier
close,
on. Yes, yep. But Farley in a better position that time, I think.
I think Forster did the pushing, and I think it was Ryan.
No, I don't. Yeah, that's fair enough. No, I think he paid against Mick, Jim.
Did he?
Yeah, I'm sure he did. He pointed to him, yep. Nevertheless, it was a good decision, though, because he did push him. There was no doubt about that.
Mullen for goal to hurt the Cats, and he does not. He misses to the right. Or has he got it? No, he's got it, David. Gee, the crowd showing no reaction. They must be all Casterton supporters down there. The goal to the Demons is a 1 point ball game, 14-6 Nardi. 13-13, 91. Look out, we've got crackers going off. The bombs have come the fans at the park as Paul Mullen hurts the Cats. The Cats look so good for so much of this third, yet they'll go to three-quarter. Well, if they go to three-quarter time at the moment, it's only 1 point lead.
Gee, Jim,
with 5 minutes on the clock, they can extend that.
This has absolutely had everything, this game. It's a fantastic grand final by 2 fantastic sides. Really, really going hard at it, and it's just really good to see because, like both these sides, deserve to be in the grand final today. We go again, the poor bounce. Carlin tries to get it out. Flanders just gets a kick away, playing like a ruck rover. Out wide here to where players lead the ball. Corey Jacobs pushes his opponent underneath the ball. Jacobs goes round the corner, and 2 of the players out there are fighting hard. Still in play. Both players thought it had gone out, I think, Jim. Good tackle, very good tackle. Stringer in there working really hard. He's lifted his work rate. Casterton get it out now towards the boundary line. By gee, it's a long way away over there, Jim, and finally the ball goes out of bounds with the 20-minute mark now here at the during the third quarter, and we have a 1 point ball game with Casterton 91 leading South Gambier 90.
Throw in to take place in front of that outer scoreboard. Umpire Wedding, Lester Wedding, the boundary umpire. They've covered some kilometres today, both he and Timmy Wilson. Ball thrown high, Sims and Flanders yet again. They've been tireless. Flanders particularly good, sweeping hand pass to Edwards. Look out, Catch, you've got to run them down. The kick goes towards half forward. They're sitting underneath it and defending well that time, the
Richard
Cats. Gill on the left foot, hooks it round. He's got a player running loose in there in black. Black left it for Beams. Gee, they don't want to turn this over. They had the run of that. Ball comes back. Beams is besieged, and the umpire, eventually umpire Logan says, I will bounce the ball.
Actually, Craig Beams is hurting Scotty Gould a bit. He's running Scotty Gould around a bit when they've shifted Beams to centre half forward. He's gave him a mobile target cross there, and Gould's found a bit harder. He hasn't been the dominant force he was in the first 2 quarters.
Bounce on the crest. Flanders, big fist to the boundary, over. 26-minute mark of the third. If it's this scoreline, 26-minute mark of the last, David, look out. Turn on my pacemaker. The Cats by a point, but they do have a slight break. Well, still worth a couple, I reckon, going to the left of screen. They've got to use it in the remaining moments of this, the third. Scotty Gould, good attack on the footy, but the outweight of numbers, Casterton go without it. Finally, they'll get the turnover through Carlin, who'll break through the centre. He's got plenty of space. The kick is good at a position. Oh, well, was good a position until the player slipped over, and Jimmy Chatfield fell over. Wayne Glynn come to tidy up, got it to Anderson. Anderson kicks it wide. Running players want no one out there. Kamina's out there for the Cats. They close on him, the Demons, but too late. The kick's not good from Kamine. Again, he misses the target, and Benny Anderson marks. The tiredness starting to affect the kicking.
Certainly is, Jim. Starting to take its toll on the skill level a bit.
Anderson from the back flank kicks it long back towards the wing position underneath. At that time the mark has been taken.
Oh no, he's paid it again.
Goodness me, tell me what that was for.
Too far away, Jim, most probably, in all fairness.
Back towards half forward it goes, and umpire Logan picked out a free kick this time, and they'll run it across half back. Will the D's. Corey Jacobs goes long back towards defensive wing in front. Edwards. The Cats outnumber them 3-2. Beams takes it away. Lets one go towards that northern goal. Collard's sitting under it. He couldn't mark it. Lithgow off hands kicks a goal.
Good work by Casterton. Their game plan, they've stuck to their game plan. Get the ball long. By gee, I tell you what, Corey Jacobs took a risk there. Kicked to Michael Edwards on a 2-on-1 situation. Just weighted numbers, and they got it in really quickly.
Gee, he did kick to that position. I don't know why he drove it out to Edwards. Edwards was besieged. Beam stayed down, gathered beautifully, drove long. Collard couldn't quite take it, and but Tony Lithgow tidied up. The margin is 7 points. We close on the 29-minute mark of this, the third quarter, and they're out to a 7-point lead, the Cats, although we say they have the breeze. Ball in the centre, Sims and Flanders. How long can Flanders keep getting that high? His tackle, Lithgow puts a tackle on too high that time on Andrew Sims, and Andrew Sims will kick back into attack for the D's. Will it be the last forward thrust of the quarter? Kick long in front, big Mark Forster. Gee, he wanted to take that one, and he did.
Certainly did, Jim. Got his big hands up there, presented his body beautifully in front, and took a great mark.
He might still be the danger man for the Cats in the last quarter, because you don't get any shorter and his hands won't get any softer. Outside 50, Big Nick kicks to the goal square, big leap from behind. Flanders that time almost tapped down, kick is smothered, good defensive stuff that time by number 12. In the end it was Matty Lardner, but someone got a hand in there for the Cats early on too and saved a goal.
But by gee, that was good work by Lardner then, Jim. He just got his body across the ball there and made sure it would become an even contest.
14-13, 14-7, the grand final of 99, 6 points to the Cats. They kick in short from the kickoff. It doesn't find the target. They need to get around. Oh, could that be holding the ball, umpire? Yes, it is. Kevin Farley doesn't fall for those. And did Mark Flanders make a mistake? Kicked in long into the square. Look out, big mix there, but he's too slow. He's not happy with the kick. And Lardner takes the mark, and Big Mick remonstrates. Kick from Lardner back towards the half-back line. Players wanted. Sims, big leap, big grab. Maybe a free kick before that. Nevertheless, it's a Demons ball. Big Nick for... No, it's going back to Darren Sims, I reckon. The mark won't be paid. It's coming back. No, Nick's got it.
Umpire blowing time on, Jim, and he said you can't play
Part of the rules.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Disadvantages teams when you attack when the time on's still being called. Now Forster. Outside 50. Will kick from about 57. Into the breeze, holes up, big grabs wanted. They haven't taken too many down there. Gee, Sims went high. Someone ducked back in the pack. Is that holding the ball, umpire? Comes loose, kick from the pack is through for a goal. Who kicked it?
Hey, Sims, I think.
Sims did. He's celebrating. It was touched off the boot at one point. Touched off the boot. 14-13, 14 goals, 8, 5 points the margin. We come on three-quarter time, and the Demons are suddenly doing all the attacking. The momentum has switched again. What a contest we've got. Kamine already kicked two, and now he's kicking in from full back. Sweeps it wide. Good kick. Spencer and rather it's Harvey who marks. Jason Harvey. Deep in the right back pocket. Now he takes it across ground. That's okay because 34 running in there is, of course, Justin Munro, who was a naughty boy in that first quarter. Got sent from the ground. Kicks it in short. Flanders. No, this is Flanders on the lead out there. I've confused him, but he takes a very, very good mark over Stringer. Flanders. Kicks in towards half forward. Good lead that time by Jared Rooke. Is it running through there? Peter Jared. Peter Jared kicks in short. Not good. and turns
Gee.
the ball over. It'll be a south ball. They trail by 5 points.
Why would you have went to Collard or someone like that, Jim?
Gee, I reckon the Demons have swung the momentum back though, David, haven't they? They've closed the gap. They're within 5 points. They're starting to use the ball fairly well, and they'll have the breeze in the last. Big effort required from the Cats to win this one from here. They're still up to it. Ball comes loose. Nice defence, Casterton. Work it back nicely. No panic. Siren for three-quarter time. That's it. Three-quarter time scoreline. We have got a game for you on KTV. 14-13-97 to the Demons. 14 goals, 8-92. Waiting for the crowd to clear from Vansittart Park so we can get this exciting last quarter underway. What a wonderful quarter it should be. We've had 3 superb quarters to date. This one will be no exception, except at the end of it, we will have, unless it's a draw, David Case,
Yeah.
the Premiership game.
We might be back here next week.
14-13-97, 14-8-92. The Demons are down by 5 points, but they're the champs. They're the pros. They've won 5 for the decade, the last 3 in Western Border League. And of course, they'll be looking for their 6th for the decade. Casterton, their 2nd. Who will win it? Timmy Chatfield's side or Peter Sim's side? 14-13, 14-8. 5 points the difference. Kevin Farley about to get us underway in what should be a humdinger of a last quarter on KTV's production of the Western Border League Grand Final for 99. At the centre bounce, Sims and Flanders. Up high, Flanders got the hit. Went in the direction of Sims, comes down, players ball on top. Casterton try and work it out, they don't. Adam Salmon gets the first vital kick out of the centre. Forster sitting under it. From behind him, they're running onto it from all places. This is Busher. He gives it wide towards Mullen. Mullen can't take control, and Kevin Boucher, you've had a shocker. Not under a lot of pressure there, not criticising him for that one, but gee, some days they run for you, some days they don't. But he's still got to work hard. They've got a trap down there, have the Demons, and they trail by 5 points. Are underway in the last quarter. Forster or ruck from front. Good tap by Cass behind. Stringer went at it one-handed. Ball comes loose. Salmon runs onto it, crashes the pack, gets a hand pass cleverly to Michael Edwards, hooks it back towards centre half forward. It was touched off the boot, so they punch it forward. Flanders has been terrific. He boots it wide to Carlin. Carlin to be run down by Salmon. They've had a great duel. He works inside far too easily, does Carlin. The kick's a turnover, and Stringer marks short of the wing attacking side. He kicks it back high in the air towards centre half forward. From behind Forster, runners are all Casterton down there, except kick off the ground. Stratford finds Mullen. Mullen walks into an open goal and kicks it. The Demons are in front.
Well, Jim, we made mention about Paul Mullen being injured and not being able to bend down and pick up, and yet here we have him with 3 goals. Good work by Daniel Stratford, hit the front of the pack there and just got his foot to it and kicked it loose. Timmy Stringer was good in the middle of the ground here. Forster made a good contest of it. So now, we'll just see now what Casterton can get within, because like the breeze is definitely going towards South Gambier's end, and I tell you what, Jim, with 1 point up now, this is a very, very important centre bounce.
15-8, 14-13, we're underway. Bad bounce, in fact, favours Flanders. Mullen tried to dive and almost got there. Willie Rioli works it out of the centre beautifully for the Cats. Goes towards half forward. Good spoil, Gould. Corey Jacobs picks up and boots it back left foot. Back towards half forward line. Boucher runs onto it, eludes him. It would, of course. He's had that sort of day. Running hard at the ball that time, Lardner. He's been very handy in defence. Big Mick is lumbering up. Big Mick is lumbering after him. That was Mick Ryan. Goes to Molly Patzel. He's caught up in the tackle. Good decision, Kev Farley. He's not panicked by this. And if any man you wanted umpiring a game of Western Border League footy, particularly a grand final in a tight finish, the man with the ball now. Kevin Farley. Both umpires performed very well. David Kay's not too sure about one, but he can tell you about that later. Hit out Mick Ryan. Goes to ground. Salmon looping one to Stringer. Timmy will be a hero on your left foot if you kick this. He'll kick it all right, but he'll kick a point, not a goal. And the margin goes to 2 points. 15 goals, 9-99 the Demons. 14-13-97 are the Cats.
Should have perhaps centred it, but it's very easy. He's only a young boy and he'll learn from that. But if he had perhaps propped it up, maybe South could have taken a mark. But Casterton have the chance to relieve now through Jason Kameen. Jason now will bring them. He's played very well today, been a very good player. He'll come straight down the centre corridor looking for Flanders. Now here's a chance, Flanders and Ryan. Flanders over the top, couldn't get his hand on it. Casterton and Ryan gets it out beautifully. Ooh. Comes out now to Salmon. Salmon's kicked his Forster here. Oh, stands tall, Jim.
Great
Yeah,
grab. What did I
great grab.
tell you? Into the third quarter, David
Yeah,
Case. The
great
man will
grab.
stand tall.
They've done exactly what Casterton did in the last quarter. Casterton put Collard down there one-on-one. South Gambier's put Forster down there one-on-one. And I'll tell you what, if Nick Forster's ever had an important kick, this will be it. Also, what about the contest in the middle of the ground with Ryan and Flanders? Flanders flew beautifully to the ground. Mick held his ground, knocked it on. Salmon kicked it in quick.
Nick Forster for goal, northern end, off the boot, looks pretty good. The Demon supporters behind the goal love it, and the Demons go to an 8-point lead. Nick Forster kicks another one and gets his second. Big start to the last quarter by the reigning champs. They had their backs to the wall in that third quarter, and they have come out fighting. The Cats are well and truly in it. Don't worry about that, folks. Still plenty of football left in this match on KTV's production of the Grand Final 99 from the Vansittart Park ground here in Mount Gambier. The Catters and the Demons. The Demons currently lead it by 8 points. I'm trying to look for body language signs, David. A couple of the South players look tired to me, yet they're fighting back beautifully. Ball punched through centre half forward. They need to work it out. Caught in a tackle. Willie Rioli to no one. Gee, working hard is Clayton. Here they come again. Forster, look out. Forster.
Too strong, too big, too strong.
Go back and have a shot, Nick.
Gee, that was good work there by Nick Clayton. He came off the back of the pack and just run straight through the middle of the pack there, Jim. That was brilliant.
Forster, tired kick, goes right, fades right. Who's underneath at that time? The Demons want Crummers. They can't get it. Willie Rioli will work it out of defence. He works it back over half-back. A good kick by Carlin. He's besieged by Stringer. Comes to ground, Salmon. Finds space, Forster. Mullen will steady up. Kick in short, beautiful.
Yes, good work, good vision.
And guess who's got it? Kevin Boucher.
He has a chance to make amends for himself here, mate, because he hasn't had much of a day. But
now, the day he's had, he's reckoned he's going to kick a point for sure, wouldn't you, from there? But Kev, you can prove us wrong, buddy. Let's go back and have a shot. Kev to line him up. Kevin Boucher, the Cats don't want this to go through. Boucher's kick is going to drop short. That was very tight. Picked off the pack. Kicked through for a goal. Was it Michael Mullen?
Yes.
Goodness gracious me. Mullen kicks a goal.
Touch.
No, 1 point only.
Touch.
Gee, Heath Sims at the other end.
Yeah.
Michael Mullen then. And the Cats live again. Cats fans, the heart must have been in the throat. They'll play on from full back. Kick it in short. Lardner marks. 14-13, 16-10 the margins, 9 points in favour of the Demons. The Cats need to go forward and score. Plenty of time on the clock, they don't need to panic. Lardner from the left back pocket. Boots it long, over half back. Stringer's grabbed hold as though it was going the other way. No, against you, Timmy Stringer. And the free kick will go to the Catters.
Good word, yeah, good call by Kevin Farley.
He was in best position.
Yeah.
They both sort of grabbed each other.
It was well done by Cameron, though. He worked himself to the front of the pack.
Andrew Cameron long to the wing. Mick Ryan got a touch. Adam Salmon's had some important touches in the last quarter. Will get a free kick holding the man.
Their senior players have stepped up, Jim, haven't they?
Mullen, Salmon, Ryan.
Yeah, they certainly have.
And the car salesman from Mount Gambier to kick. Right foot back inside the attacking 50. Timmy Stringer's got the sit, but loose hands that time didn't fall to him. The Cats can tidy up. Lardner's been very good. Forster's run him down. Big Nick's got it and got a hand pass off, but to no one. Stringer forward. Cats will defend and do it well. Long hand pass. Collard now maybe on the ball. Kicks it back towards that wing position. Salmon will run it down, not before the boundary line comes over.
See the hand pass from Nick Forster? Remember the free kick in the reserves we talked about earlier on, Jim? The same thing. It just goes to show different interpretations. That's why the game's so wonderful. Boundary line throw in. South Gambier leading by 9 points. We're right on the centre wing here. Forster and the big fella in... Big fella for Cass, I can't think of his name now. I've thought about him all day. Flanders, back to Scotty Gould, and Scotty Gould marks easy on his chest.
And he looks very fit and fresh, Scotty Gould.
Yeah, he certainly does, Jim. Gould now comes in, kicks the ball long. Look, that's a huge kick. Down towards Forster. Oh, Cameron stays on. Mullen kicks the ball off the ground. Boucher playing behind. Should have been in front of the pack there, Jimmy. Played behind his pack. If he's a forward pocket, like he's got to be up there. Comes out now towards Gill. Gill in towards Ryan. Collard stood his ground. Magnificent player, this man. Come a long way in country footy to see a bloke as good as this. Collard kicks in towards centre half forward. Gould, too easy. Beams didn't make a contest of it.
Beams looks tired to me.
He does actually, Jim.
I don't know if he's injured, Beams, but he's certainly not contesting like he used to. Good mark, Heath Sims.
Good mark. Very good. Sensational catch. Very, very good indeed, Jim. Good catch. Very good catch.
Went to give it off to Gould on the run through, but the umpire says, no, I'm sorry, can't do that. And Heath Sims to kick from defensive side of the square. Kicks over the square inside the 50 with the breeze. Forster in front. Well read at the front that time. The Cats do well. They work it out, Carlin. Try and get the overlap. Look out, Kamina in trouble, but got the hand pass off nicely. Was good play to Munro. Munro run down. Black is run down as well. The team in defence is good. Carlin can steady now and boot, but he has to go wide. Chetfield's running, but the boundary line looming. Glenn behind, beautifully picked up by Clayton. Johnny Clayton runs through. Nicky Clayton it is. Hand pass across to Anderson. Anderson runs through centre half back, and the Demons launch towards half forward. Underneath it, Forster. Boucher's jumper was held, but he's got pace. He'll run onto the football. He's supported by Stratford. Boucher goes back this way, that way. Hand pass goes to nowhere. They need numbers back there to the Demons. They haven't got them. Defensive stuff is good from Harvey. Harvey kicks wide. Flanders. Flanders has got space on that scoreboard wing. Boots towards half forward. Lithgow. Tony Lithgow inside. He'll come long. He needs to go long, and he does inside half forward for the Cats, but Glenn in front of Chatfield. And at both ends, forwards behind, David.
Gee, Jim, how lucky was the player on Boucher? Had hold of his jumper, but the umpire didn't see him. So it was good work, actually. Clayton kicks now towards the line. Fiddler's in the lead of the ball here. Overruns it. Mullen still not moving really that freely, but he's kicked 3 goals, the boy. What more could you want from him?
He is not moving freely,
No.
David. Gee.
He is certainly not.
David Chansoff, we believe, with a fairly bad ankle.
Yeah, certainly is, Jim. So now it gets back down now. It's just at this stage of a grand final when it's character now, Jim, and both these sides have got plenty of it. Ryan with that left hand.
Numbers
runs
here.
Stratford.
Good play, Richard Gill to run that down, David.
that
They
was
were away, the Demons. They still might be away.
That was sensational by Richard Gill.
Richard Gill,
Yeah.
take a bow.
And Jason Harvey, both those boys run straight at Daniel Stratford. Darren Sims.
Stringer, Mullen. Mullen, quick kick, look out, catch, you need to defend, you've been doing it well. Stratford loose, couldn't take control of it. Comes back towards Stratford from the tackle, clever play by 39, that time Andrew Cameron. The Cats are away. Loose man here, Kameen. Is it Kameen? I think it might be the right footer. He goes towards half forward. Chatfield on the lead, this time in front, and the captain coach is marked.
Outside 50. Crucial mistake by Daniel Stratford there, Jim, run over the ball.
Had a chance to go goal with the turnover now down the other end. It's a big kick. Gould got a fist on it. It'll go through for a behind. 14-14, 16-10. The Demons by 8 points. You couldn't want for better. A terrific contest.
Magnificent grand final, Jim. The balls move so quickly from one end of the ground to the other. It's just a pleasure to watch. Just a pity one of these teams are going to eventually have to lose.
Jacobs, big kick. Clayton on the run's going to mark a beautiful kick from defence by Jacobs.
Gee, that was well done by Nicky Clayton, Jim, wasn't it?
Clayton kicks well too. Michael Edwards has got the sit. Collard in front went very solidly and landed hard too. Collard, a bit slow to get up from there, but he's a champ. He will. And the ball will be thrown in. Dead set centre wing by umpire Wedding. Boundary umpire Wedding in front of the grandstand of Vansittart Park. And it's the Demons by 8 points. And we come on over towards the 11-minute mark. Tap by Clayton to Ryan. Mick is cool. Feeds a hand pass off. Fumble. Stringer, it was the youngster. To the boundary line it goes. He tried to keep it in. The Cats may make something from this. Carlin to Rioli. Rioli, a beautiful feed that time to Fiddler. You can't afford turnovers. In they go. Jacobs, who's been terrific. Got a hand on it and did well. Good in the tackle that time with the Cats. Picked up and kicked forward by Kameen. The ball bouncing towards Glenn. The chase is on from Chatfield. Chatfield can kick a sensational goal, and he does.
Yes.
Oh, they've overrun at the Demon defence. Chatfield said thank you, and the captain coach is elated. Have a look at him on screen.
Good effort there, Jim. Very good effort indeed. That comes back to Carlin and young Fiddler out here in Collard. Gee, they tackled hard.
Stringer should have made the ball go out, though.
Yes.
He should have forced to the boundary line, the youngster.
Turned it back in, Jim, when he was only maybe 2 or 3 inches away from the boundary line.
The margin now is back to 2 points. 15-14, 16-10. The Cats lead the Demons, rather trail the Demons by 2 points. What a finish we've got for you. To ground goes Michael Edwards. Collard's over the top, the two young champs together. Edwards and Collard. And we'll have a bounce from Kevin Farley almost in the dead centre of the ground. It's a matter of the will now. Beams is coming off, hurt for the Cats. Who's going to replace him? Number 17 coming on, and that's Shane Foster. Sims went high. Who's going to clear the centre clearance here? Collard through towards centre half forward. Cleaned up by Jacobs that time. It's smothered down. Beautifully picked up. Carlin, who's been very good. Chip passes. Glynn can't get a fist to it. Players run onto it. Chatfield again. Another miraculous goal. Good tackle. Mullen one-handed punch is missed. And it'll go over the boundary line for a throw in. No, it's still in. Chatfield can keep it in. Hand pass to Rioli. Good tackle on him by Molly Patzel. They'll get away to the Demons. Gee, they looked in trouble. The kick is a loose man. Edwards marks on his chest and then on the wing position. He gets clear. Loose man is Stratford. He's running hard at him. 50-metre penalty.
Run over the top.
Yeah, okay, that's the rule. I don't like it much, but
no,
I guess
I hate that rule, Jim. I absolutely despise that rule.
Because he was off.
It's a shocker. Yeah,
he was off.
It's a damn. If a game's going to be won or lost by that, that's a shocking decision. But you don't blame. Sorry, it's not a shocking decision.
It's a bad rule.
It's a shocking rule.
Chipped in short. In front is Heath Sims, and it could be a 50 on this as the two Cats players collide. They went after Heath Sims. Well, getting up gingerly with Carlin that time. Third 25. Darren Carlin holding the shoulder or the arm. Crashed by Gary Black. And isn't this an important kick?
Certainly is now, Jim.
Gee, a goal here, and it just makes it 2 goals. They have to get the Cats to get in front. The tired legs come into play. We're approaching the 15-minute mark, and Heath Sims to kick for goal. He's already kicked 3. You'd nearly back him from here. Gee, it's a vital kick in the context of the game. Kicks it, and kicks it beautifully.
Yes, good goal. 4 goals to Heath Sims. Good effort. Unfortunately, I just feel so sorry. Kevin Foley had to make a decision. Collard was dragged through, but you can't tell me that the South player wasn't off, Jim.
What about the tackles in defence against Chatfield and Rioli?
Very good indeed.
David.
Yep, and it was the same thing happened in the last Casterton goal here when we had, I think it was a couple of boys, Fiddler and Collard and Buff Carlin out here, the same thing. So just fantastic by these 42 players or 40 players out here today. They've been magnificent, Jim.
15-14, 104, 17-10, 112. The Demons lead it by 8 points, folks. We're at the halfway mark of the last quarter in the 99 Grand Final. Advance at a park on KTV. To ground it goes. Trying to work it through is Daniel Stratford. He knocks it in front of him, which is a good tactic. Running onto the ball, Collard. Geez, working hard, isn't he? Whether that takes some of the magic away, I don't know. Collard kicks toward defensively towards the scoreboard wing. Free kick being given out there to Tony Lithgow, and it will be against Benny Anderson, is it?
No, Andrew Sims.
Andrew Sims it was. Lithgow kicks it towards half forward, doesn't quite penetrate that line. Willie Rioli beautifully off the pack, kicks it back inside the 50. Look out, Glynn's in front, and Glynn will mark. No, it's not, he taps it on. It was taken away from Timmy Stringer. Here's Chatfield. Chatfield blazes and misses. And he had a player going into the goal square on his own, David.
Yes, certainly did, Jim.
But geez, a good kick. You'd back him to kick those.
Well, he's maybe kicked 60 goals like that this year.
And the player who'd been on his own in the goal square is Timmy Chatfield's not to know that now, though.
And by gee, how Wayne Glynn just maybe a couple of taps off marking the ball.
Good leap, Gould to ground. Well done, Kameen. Nick Clayton's been good as well. A quick kick. Michael Edwards is playing in front. They've got an overlap here. Edwards will give it to Mullen or Willie. No, he'll go for a run. He'll then kick in short. The lead, Forster. Good cut off. Oh, Forster's got it somehow. Got that football. Feeds out a hand pass to Michael Edwards, who's in trouble. They're over finessing a little. The Cats get away from here. They can hurt the Demons. Through the back line.
Very well done.
Let's go through the centre. This way, that way. Then the hand pass to the running Foster. He hand passes to Kameen. Is it number 19? Jared, in fact. Jared went one too many. Back to Jared. Inside 50. Chips away. That was cool thinking, but it didn't come off. Chatfield over the top. Who's got it? Benny Anderson got back in time and saved.
What a passage of football.
Holy dolly.
That is something special, that is, Jim. That is magnificent. What about Matthew Lardner back here? He took 4 South Gambier players on.
Looked like a goal to the D's at one end. Almost looked like a goal to Casterton at the other.
And then you get someone like Benny Anderson who goes against 3 the other end.
1 goal the difference. 6 points the difference. A kick in. Clayton! From behind, a big grab by Nick Clayton.
How well's this boy played, Jim?
Kicks from the defensive side of the wing towards half forward. Darren Sims ran face on into the pack. Then gets caught. Gets a hand pass to Mullen, who's very proppy. Timmy Stringer needs to lift a little bit, the youngster. It goes to the boundary line and we'll have a throw in. Stringer, in fact, might be cramping.
Big occasion for the young
Collard,
boy.
number 5 on screen, has been terrific on the ball in the last quarter. It won't take much for either side to win the game from here. The next goal to the Demons may be enough. 1 to the Cats, and who knows? Lithgow dives and marks from the kick from Rioli. Lithgow wants to play on. He's got no one to give it to. The Demons get back. He chips in short and does it very nicely. Very coolly indeed, Meyer.
Adrian Meyer.
Meyer will call him.
Yep, that's correct, Jim.
Play on now. Chips in short. The Demons, oh, the kick is not good. They'll get a turnover. Benny Anderson went for the hand pass. Good play, Stratford. Very cool. Gould's a long kick, and that's what he does. Punches it forward. Nick Forster's in front. Good spoil from behind. All Demons. Boucher can be a hero here. He gives it cleverly over the top. Edwards. Edwards to run on goal. Under pressure from Meyer, and he kicks wide and kicks it 1 point.
Well done to Adrian Meyer. Very well done to Adrian Meyer. He forced him wide, Jim.
15, 16, 17 goals. Wait for the scoreboard to catch up here. 15, 16 the Cats, 17, 11 the D's. It's 7 points in favour, handy point, 7 points in favour of the Demons. Coming on the 20-minute mark of this, the last quarter, folks. Willie Rioli from full-back, thumps one towards the centre of the ground. Punch from behind was clever by Sims, running through the pack cleverly. That time was Justin Munro towards half-forward. Beautiful kick, Camille. No, it's not, it's Jared. And the youngster can go back, kick in short lead. Chatfield, Glynn behind him. Gee, I don't know whether that was a good option. The Demons might clear out of here. Boucher makes himself a hero this time in defence. Mullen on his own. He can go for a run. He will go for a run and boot it long inside the attacking 50, sitting underneath it on his own, and a mark is taken by Molly Patzel, a very close friend of 1B Anchor, I'm told. And if she's watching this, she'll be doing it with a grin, because Molly's got the chance deep in the forward pocket.
Gee, how it is when you turn the ball over, Jim.
It hurts you, doesn't it? They had Mullen, they had Stringer, and they had Patzel running down the ground loose. Molly Patzel, left foot.
He's kicked it.
Nice kick.
He's kicked it. He has kicked it.
Gee, that hurt the Cats that time.
That's really, really bad luck, because by G. Casterton were looking fantastic up until then, Jim.
And I'm just watching the body language of the Cats. It starts to drop. They must get the next movement out of the centre, and they just have to kick the next goal. There's no two ways about it. It's very simple tactics for the Cats. Get it out of the centre, kick a goal. We're still in the grand final of 99. It's 106 to 119. 18-11 as Molly Patzel gets his first for the afternoon. 18-11. 119, the Casterton 15-16, 106.
Oh, gee, just so close, just a minor area. The bounce down now, we've got a 13 point at the 20-minute mark. It's in there, they'll fight hard, these Casterton boys, don't you worry about that. Ryan, strength, gets the ball out, kicks it out towards Forster. By gee, he looks tired, Jim. In there is Boucher. Forster and Boucher, and well down by Lardner again. By gee, he's been good, Lardner, been very good. Forster's still in there, the big man. Handball's back to Patzel. Patzel onto his left boot, kicks in long. Mullen, there's going to be a contest here. Oh, fantastic. Meyer. Fantastic, Adrian Meyer. Fantastic mark by that young boy. He's only a young lad too, Jim. Comes out here now, Casterton got numbers. Gould, he's got a punch here, Gould. Yes, good work by Gould. Mickey Mullen gets it back now. Oh, he's paid the free kick for holding, Jim. I didn't see much in it, but obviously Kevin's a lot closer than what we are. Cameron comes into the middle of the ground looking for... Oh, good work to Munro. He's got himself loose. Munro now's got players running. Rioli. This will be interesting. Patzel. Well done. Hits it back, but Rioli's still in the contest. Rioli gets it over the top. Oh, well done there by Casterton. Glenn. The veteran overrun it. It comes back. They've got players running loose here. It comes in towards where Clayton just lets it go through for a point, Jim, and we've got a two-goal ball game.
Handy point for the Cats. They'd have preferred a goal, I know, David, but it is a handy point. It squares the scoreboard up in a sense. I know it sounds ridiculous almost, but it's 2 goals the difference. 2 goals straight, and they level the scores. A little end beyond that, they can win the game. 15-17, 107. The South Gambier Demons are 18-11, 119. 12 points the difference. And Corey Jacobs has kicked in beautifully, and he kicks in short this time and does it very well to Andrew Sims. And they can just chip it around from here. We are at the 23-minute mark of the final quarter. Another goal to the D's will seal it. A big hit from Mick Ryan. They run onto the football. It goes to the boundary line. Collard's in charge here. He got it back. Good tackle by Clayton. A bump. In goes Salmon. G took the body hard. Ryan loves these situations. He's taken high. It's allowed to go on. Clayton and a player behind the play. The swap exchange of pleasantries, but nothing happened. Collard sits on his own and marks. Kicks around the boundary line, but it hugs the boundary line. In fact, it goes over a tired kick from Adrian Collard when he's been so special today.
Yep. Only the one mistake he's made, but he is human after all, Jim.
Approaching 25 minutes, about 24 and a half, David.
Boundary line throw in now. Ryan and Flanders, they've been at it all day. In there is Clayton. By G, has he been important. Fiddler, good mark by Fiddler. Plays on. Mullins tries to run him down, puts it out into open space. Here we go, Stratford and Glenn. Glenn's got to come inside. Anderson, they all overrun it. Jacobs, he's been fantastic too, Jim. Been very good on that back line.
Look, Edwards on his own.
Edwards on his own, Jim. How cruel's that? By G, Casterton had a very good move then, but like they've got to go. Comes in now short to looking for Forster.
Got him.
Oh, yes, got him. Good mark, Forster. Very good mark indeed.
G. Cameron's battled hard on him, hasn't
yes,
he?
he certainly has.
Big Nick is so strong. Andrew Cameron, you have been terrific, but this man has been sensational as well. Call it in, David.
Drops it in high. Sims. Over the back of the pack. It's just running free, but it'll go over the boundary line and it'll be thrown in. Good attempt by Forster there. South Gambier little blokes didn't get underneath the pack a bit. I think they all got square to the contest, Jim, and hope to pick up a punch coming forward. It's right deep now in South Gambier. We're 25-minute mark now, Jim, so we'll be entering time on soon. Casterton going to get a big clear away from here soon. Sims punches it forward. Here's a chance for Fiddler. He's got to take the chance. He runs into a brick wall. There's Harvey. Comes over the top. South have got players. Gee, there's some tired players here, Jim. There's some very tired players. Mullen, he kicks the ball off the ground. They're in there at it. Patzel well pulled down. And he'll pay, good decision.
Good decision.
Was indeed. Very good decision, Jim. Both players hard at it.
I know the Cats wanted it, David,
yeah,
but gee,
it's a good decision.
pay that.
No, good decision. Both players going hard at it.
Sims, Mullen, out on the full. Cats ball. They'll clear from deep in the left back pocket.
They'll want to go long now, Jim. They won't want to muck around with the ball now. They'll want to go long and get it down as soon as they can.
4 goals to 1 goal in the last quarter. Only 5 kicked. It's not going to be a huge amount of time on, folks. We are at the 25-minute mark. The kick is long from Andrew Cameron, who's been sensational.
Oh, Edwards.
Good mark in front. It's a demon mark.
That was something very, very special, Jim.
Is that Michael Edwards? Is he a good player?
One of the smallest players on the ground. He floats across.
He chips away, looking for Stratford in front. Loose hands, comes to ground. The Demons desperately want to go. The Cats are trying desperately to defend. Patzel gets it out. It's Mullen. Mullen to the goal square on the full.
2 kicks out of bounds. Mickey, you won't like the look of that when you see the replay.
But I just can't see how the Cats are going to get it forward, David. I just can't see them getting it forward.
You just got to go long and get an ounce of luck. Go to Flanders. That's what I'd be doing. He's been the player of the day. There's no doubt about that.
Mia kicks it long towards the half-back flank, but they've got to come down the centre. I know they're into a slight breeze, but it's no good defending. They've got to attack. The Demons try and work it forward, wrapped up in the tackle, holding the ball to call that time.
Yep,
the free kick will go to Tony Lithgow.
Tried to burst his way through, Jim. Good decision. Very good decision.
Tony Lithgow, the veteran. A premiership player with the Cats, but maybe not today. Kicks in short, which is good. And the mark taken by Jason Kameen. Jermaine will chip away very nicely. He does, and Cameron. Now Cameron's got to move the football. They're inside 25 minutes. The kick is long and high. Last chance maybe.
Oh!
From the side.
Adrian Mayer across to Rioli.
Rioli long. Glenn needs to mark in defence. Big reach, big mark, Wayne Glenn. And he can go wide. He can find Salmon out here. That might have been the last roll of the dice for the Cats. Adam Salmon. Wayne Glenn, you are terrific. Salmon looking to do something constructive. Kicks into the centre looking for Heath Sims. That's not a bad target, is it?
Good
not a bad target. Will it be 50? No, don't give it away, Tony. That might be the roll of the dice we talked about. And Heath Sims will go back. The Demons, perhaps their 6th for the decade. The last 4 in Western Border League footy. Corey Jacobs down from the back line will hold it up. And they can chip it around and run the clock. The Demons. Corey, you want to hug the boundary line with this one, but he'll go looking for a target. In fact, he does. Nice kick inside 50. Forster, big leap Mayer from behind, comes from behind, trying to tidy up down there. The Demons will work it out. Michael Edwards, Stratford can't stand up. Mullen for the sealer. Mullen over his shoulder. 1 point, but it's enough to win it for him, I reckon, David. 15-17, 107. The Cats, 18 goals, 12, 120. It's a 13-point margin, and I think that is it. The Demons by 13 points, and what a magnificent club they are. The odds against them coming into this one against Casterton. Casterton mopped them up in the second semi-final. But they've hit back in no uncertain manner today. Salmon's grabbed, Ryan grabbed it. got it towards Mullen. The Cats just can't get a forward thrush. Perhaps now they can through Harvey, but they're down by 13 points. The kick is good from Mia. Mia around the corner brilliantly this time. Here they go again. Jason Rourke. He's got it to Collard. Collard kicks to an open goal square. There's no one back there for the Cow. Yes, there is number 34, Munro, but he'd be run down. Jacobs. He goes inside. He needs a miracle goal. He's hit the post.
Oh, that's bad luck. That is very, very bad luck.
Holy dooly, they are still going at it, are the Cats, and they are winning plenty of respect out there today.
By gee, Jim, you consider where Casterton were last year compared to this year.
15, 18, 18, 12. It's a 12-point margin, and we have played 29 and a half minutes. Not long to go. There haven't been a lot of goals. Kick in short. They'll run the clock now. Don't worry about that. Andrew Sims, 2 goals the difference. Andrew Sims. He'll come to this grandstand side. No, he won't. He'll chip in short, and that's good value because Heath Sims doesn't drop them. He's a very classy player.
Good skills, South Gambier. Very good skills.
They've got another option through the centre too. They've gone for Michael Edwards. Gee, how about the kick from Sims?
Perfect. Weighted perfect.
Michael Edwards to put him forward with the clock running down. The Demons look home. Pole to play on. He kicks inside 50. Forster. Ryan. Big Mick. 18, 12, 15, 18, and he'll savour the moment on KTV, will Mick. Yeah, we're thinking of you, Michael. 6 for the decade. All you have to do with this kick, Michael, is score.
There's the
siren. The Demons are premiers. Mick doesn't even bother. Oh, terrific result for the Demons. The Cats, you were absolutely superb. 15-18, 108 Casterton. The South Gambier Demons are premiers again. 18 goals, 12, 120. But boy, oh boy, David, did they have to earn it today.
Well, Jim, you stop and think back to last year to where Casterton were and where they are today, and to Colin Creek and his committee down there at Casterton, and to Timmy Chatfield. Certainly a magnificent effort on the day. You just weren't quite up to it. You're up against the professionals today in finals when it comes to South Gambier. Let's hope you learn from it and come back next year. Being minor premiers was a huge achievement. But in saying that, Jim, you just cannot say in words how good this South Gambier Football Club are.
They are the dominant team in Western Border League football as we close on the millennium. Not only for their 6th this decade, which has certainly helped. They picked up 1 in the 70s, of course. The South Gambier Demons triumph again under Peter Sims, and they have every right to celebrate tonight. A great performance by Peter Sims Demons. 15-18 the Cats, 18-12 the South Gambier Demons, and they did it in style in season 1999. The Cats made them work. They had to come from behind at some stages in South Gambier. They were behind at 3/4 time. They were behind at quarter time, but when it counted, the Demons in front, and they have their 6th premiership of the decade. 18-12, the 15-18. Commiserations to Timmy Chatfield and his Cats, but congratulations go to Peter Sims and his Demons.
Just basically, I think they're top 3 players. I thought Nick Clayton was just absolutely fantastic. I thought Corey Jacobs wasn't far behind him, and I'll give Molly Patson my 3rd vote for the job he did on
terrific.
On
Rioli. A couple of tactical things. I thought Scotty Gould across half-back was terrific. His run and his leap. But also I thought, David, the meterage he covered with his kicking out of defence.
Certainly was very good, and like Jim, just one special mention. I've got to mention that young boy Flanders. Like, if he wasn't best on the ground, I'll go he was absolutely sensational today, and he's only a young lad. I seen him coming from the ground. He was a very emotional young man, but he'll learn from it. He'll come back and be a better player.
As the presentations take place down on Vansittart Park, the president of the Western Border League, Norm Facey, presenting yet again the premiership medals, the 6th time in the 90s to the South Gambier champions. Michael Mullen coming up now. We'll close our coverage from the commentating point of view. This has been Jim Buckley and
David Case
for KTV's production of the 1999 Western Border League Grand Final.
Number 23, Daniel Smith. Ben Anderson. Number 30, Nick Forster. Matthew Hansel. 34, Nick Sims. 50, Darren Sims. Darren Sims. Ken Stringer. 55, Kevin Boucher. 2% of Premiership Cup. Congratulations to everybody for today's effort. The crowd for turning up, obviously the umpires, also Casterton on making the effort, but a really sensational effort to South Gambier yet again. Congratulations. One more award. There's one more award here for you guys. The Emerson Cup by George Facey. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great privilege to present the Emerson Cup for the Premiership side, 4th in a row. Congratulations, South Gambier.
Well, Kurt, congratulations, president of the club, 4 in a row. Last one for the decade, mate. What do you got to say?
Oh, it was a fantastic team effort. I think the boys really put in today and showed how strong they are in playing in finals and went through the game, and great effort.
Well, Kurt, there's just one thing that we've commented on during the year, and I've said before when we've had these interviews with the past presidents, administration plays a big part in a club, and South Gambier's administration goes hand in hand with your football team.
Yeah, I think that was put in place a long time ago when Speed first came to the club. He changed the rules and ideals of the place, put it in place, and I mean, I've just picked up from where Keith and Smithy had it, and you know, I mean, it's just a smooth ship to run. Everything runs well, and as long as everyone's happy and I'm happy, that's terrific.
And Kurt, one thing, Peter Simms, the man, an absolute icon now, isn't he? A super coach. How do you keep him there, mate?
Oh, well, we'll have a good chat with him during the week. He is an icon, mate. He's, you know, look, 4 in a row. 6 this decade, and I think it's a credit to the man. It's a credit to the family, you know, and it's a credit to the club. He loves the club. He's from the club, and I think that it keeps the blokes together, and that's why we can win premierships and go on like we do. And
of course, the netball club, the sensation. Of course, Peter's wife Kerry heavily involved there as well, and it's a real family thing.
Yeah, terrific. We had three teams in the finals today. 2 got through. The kids failed, but they'll learn from that, and Kerry'd be pretty happy because she coached the winning team too.
So, Kurt, look, once again, on behalf of everyone, congratulations to yourself as president of the South Gambier Footy Club, and maybe the year 2000, mate, you'll be back again.
Oh, well, looks like it. I hope so, and we can just keep going, I think. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Kurt Slavin. Well, Peter, we stand here again, 4 in a row, 6 in the decade, the last one for this century, mate. 2 weeks ago down at Hamilton, and you got a bit of a shellacking by the Cats, but come back against North Gambier, and here we stand today, Pete. We can't pay you enough compliments, mate. A huge effort, and you just must have something to say to those people out there, just perhaps sitting back there now watching and saying, what's this wonderful man got to say?
Thanks, David. No, look, it's the South Gambier Football Club's absolutely fantastic. I mean, they give me an opportunity to coach, which you know, goes back 10 years now, and I thank them for that opportunity. I mean, I had my heart in it, and we worked on a lot of things way back then, but it's just been an absolute outstanding 10 years. I mean, the players have been fantastic. You know, probably if there's one or two things I'd like to say is that they're such good blokes, first of all, to coach. and then secondary, they work hard, train hard, stick together on and off the ground, and we might not have always had the champion players, but I feel as if we've always been a good chance with a team of goers and just a champion team. Fantastic.
Peter, just one thing. Year 2000, I know everyone's asked the question. I've been in the rooms with you. I've seen the response. They don't want you to leave. I suppose you'll sit back now, Pete, and just see what happens, or just see what happens when we go into the new decade.
Yeah, well, probably. I mean, look, I spent a lot of time with the boys. I really enjoy it, and it's been a big part of my life over the last 10 years. But I mean, work commitments now. There's probably a few things happening with my work at KNS Ampol, and look, if that means that I've got to put more time and effort into my work, that's probably the way to go, which in a way it's sad to leave such a great bloody bunch. I won't be leaving them. I'll still be around the club, and hopefully things can continue on. We've built a pretty good base. A lot of the young blokes have done the work. They've seen how things operate, and look, I'd just like to thank Kurt Slaven as president and his committee, Bobby Adel in particular, the club manager. They do a fantastic job, and look, it's just a great place to be.
Well, Peter, I've just got one thing before we finalise today's telecast, is that we've seen a man here who has stamped his authority on Western Border League football for a long, long time to come. And I think it'll be a long time before we see anyone else stand here. And to you and the South Gambier Football Club, you enjoy yourself, Peter, but I can tell you something, just personally, it's been a pleasure to watch you operate and coach and mould this football club into the powerhouse they have been in the 90s. And let's hope we can look forward to the year 2000. Well done, Peter, and congratulations.
Thanks, David.